Thank you for whoever said that, whoever told us. I will start again. Welcome everybody to ZealZaddy. We're playing the Magnus Archives Miami tonight. Tonight's episode is Math and Arson. Is the audio working, by the way? I'm pretty sure it is because it was just my mic that was off, I think. The Magnus Archives RPG was created by Money Cook Games, and the podcast was created by the Rusty Quill. The Rusty Quill is on YouTube and on podcasts. You should definitely check out the Magnus Archives podcast. It is amazing. And Money Cook Games puts out just fantastic products that I happen to love and think that they may be the most creative group out there. You can follow us everywhere at ZealZaddy, and we have a Kickstarter that is collecting followers for us to release. Once we go live, it'll be live for 30 days. Looks like it'll probably go live at the end of June. So get in there, get gathered, and let's get going. All right, let's get everyone in here. All right, everyone is in. Audio is on for everybody. Awesome. We're missing one player tonight. They'll be back next week. So why don't we start with, let's go Walter.
Again?
Did I start with you last time?
No, but in last couple of times we started with me.
Okay, well, let's start with Nova then.
Oh, okay. Hello everyone. My name is Wayra. My pronouns are she, they, and I play Nova, whose pronouns are also she, they. You can find me at Fake Shiny on most socials and also over at the Rainbow Dice Club. Um, Also anywhere on socials. The Tales of Three podcast you can find wherever you get your podcast from, and that is produced by the Tales of Three. I mean, the Rainbow Dice Club. Um, should I
Yep,
basketball it
pick
over
one.
to?
Yep.
Let's go. Let's go, Sam.
Hi, my name is Jack. I use they, he pronouns. I'm playing Sam Murphy, who uses he, him pronouns. And this is the only TTRPG thing I'm doing for now. That's pretty much all I have. I'll pass it to Alder.
Hey everybody, my name is Quinn. I use any and all pronouns, and I am playing Alder Hughes, who uses they, he pronouns. You can find me on Bluesky and Bluesky only at Quinn Beckham 27. Right now, I am going to be on episode 3 this upcoming Saturday of a Emergent 4-shot, Emergent Underground, being run over Nerds with Dice. That is on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I am the GM. Our first 2 episodes of that are up on YouTube if you want to get caught up, and then we have 2 more Saturdays worth of that. Um, and then I'm here on Sundays, and that's all that I have going on right now. And I will pass it. You didn't want to be first, so now you're last, to Walter.
Okay. Hello everyone. Shatargat here. I'm a game designer and also a paid game master for every kind of horror. And actually, I have a tiny bit announcement about it. Like currently, Chaosium's Call of Cthulhu is about to release a new campaign about 1980s Japan, and with the king in yellow. And I'm preparing a great campaign about it. If you're interested in, you can find me on um, Linktree/Shatargat. That's all.
And the King in Yellow is incredibly creepy. So if you don't know anything about it, well, don't go read it now. Just play it. I'm sure it will be amazing too with Shatargat running it. I'm going to drop Chenoa's link into in case for those that know and want to follow. Walter is cleaning his apartment and just trying to get things less messy after the shooting that he took, but doesn't really quite remember. Like, he was told he was shot, but the memory isn't solid. It's ephemeral. It feels like a memory, but it feels like it's only sort of there. And you do have a whole bunch of books also that, actually, maybe I'll drop the names of the books into chat, and so that you and them will get them. Now, there are other books. I'm just going to say these are the ones that are the most interesting, I guess. Let's see if it's too big to drop. I doubt it. Maybe. Oh, it looks terrible that way. I'll drop it in Discord for you. All right. So you are cleaning and trying to get it ready for your new library. And you just, once you get the bedroom cleaned, you're not sure whether the rest of the apartment needs all that extra cleaning, but because those books, those are some tasty books for an occultist like you. But you don't have to read them all. I mean, it's fine. You can.
Interesting topics.
You can choose to start wherever you want. Up to you.
Okay.
When you get around, when you're done cleaning.
Probably I will start with the Book of the Past to see how past it can go.
Okay.
Maybe too little.
The Book of the Past is, first, it's got very old vellum paper that is aged pretty poorly. It feels like it's from the past, too. It consists of a pair of stone disc tablets that are the cover. And they're linked by a pair of hoops that are carved from the edge of each disc. They do lay, when they lay flat, it's a heavy, solid book. When you open it, though, after a few minutes, you realize the paper begins to scintillate, like there's light coming from the paper. And it produces a pair of flames, one violet and one orange, one on each side. But no words are upon them.
Can I decipher anything out of it?
There are no words, except on the etched into the stone on the cover. But that's it.
I mean, I'll try to see if I can remember anything about the symbols carved on it. Like, maybe maybe I saw them in one of my past experience with occult. I don't know.
I'll give you an occult roll.
Yay.
An occult against a 4, so you need a above a 12.
I have 11.
But you also have it where you're either trained or something, right?
Yeah. I think I'm specialized.
Okay, so you only needed a 9 with it then. So you've not, obviously you've never come across this book, but you have heard rumors of this book, and that you don't read it so much as you place your hands to the fire of it for some reason.
Okay, so I think I will try to feel it.
Feel the flame, you mean?
Yeah.
You feel no heat. Now, that could just be you with Lilith in you. You don't really know.
Okay. Maybe it'll be better to change to another book. I don't know. Um,
So you
Let me
close the
think.
book.
Yeah, and when I think about it a little,
Okay.
maybe the obsessed reader's chapbook would be a good start. I don't know.
All right. It's a small book. It's like that big, very small. It's a book like a little notebook almost in size. It has a worn leather cover, and it doesn't have a lot of pages. But when you open it and you turn a page, it becomes clear to you that the pages don't actually seem to end. They kind of fold into the space of the book cover and seems to go on and on and on. It has no writing in it.
Do the pages look like they're used?
Yes.
Okay. So it says the obsessed reader's chapbook. Maybe I should think about something that I'm obsessed with. So I'll start to think about our one of our current issues, maybe like the entities inside of my mind or body. So I will try to focus on them, and I will try to check the pages once again. Like there has to be something here. Come on, come on, come on.
And as you're thinking about this and looking at the book, it starts filling in words as if handwritten. And it starts writing out. It actually starts giving you information, mostly generic stuff that you would either know or assume already.
Yeah, so it's a recorder. It's not a source. Okay. Um, I will pick the Tagline manuscript.
Okay. The cover is a faded yellow bind. Uh, they're foxing, but they're decipherable. Like they seem to be brittle. And it feels warm to the touch a little bit when you touch the binding. It's relatively large. When you open the book, it says, "Hello, Walter," on the first page. "I am Anushkagal."
Um, do I know this name?
I'll give you an occult roll.
Okay. I have 13 with trained.
Yep. You have heard of Anushkagal as a, although it's not really quite the right word, as a demonic spirit of ancient Assyria.
So, it's just greeting me.
May I help you? Words come on the page.
Walter's like, I don't know if you can hear me, but I have some questions.
What do you offer in return for knowledge?
What do you take?
Should we begin light or go all the way to the deeper realms?
Um, do you have an answer for any kind of questions?
I am very old.
What about the things that are older than you?
There aren't many, but if they're older
Uh,
than I have probably come across them at some point.
um, do you have any absolute solution about um, destroying Lilith?
And there's a long pause. May I have your hand?
Um, I put my hand on the page.
And a knife appears above the page.
I will just, cut down my hand and let my blood wet the page.
That's not what I asked for.
What do you mean? What do you want?
Your hand.
My hand. I don't know if you have the answer and if the answer is a correct solution for it.
And the knife disappears from your hand. It just fades away.
Tricky.
Should we start with something small? You ask for much and offer little in return. Why don't we make an arrangement over something you can fulfill?
Um, my, look, my problems are big, and I have to be sure that I have a correct solution for them. And uh,
You feel
before I can be
heat
sure,
rising in you as you're speaking, and you've felt this heat before.
someone got angry. Beautiful.
Your hand
Uh,
begins to it begins to flame.
whoa, whoa, hey,
It's not
hey,
going out, it's actually growing and getting bigger.
play wolf! Come on, come on.
Can you make me a roll on your special table?
Okay. So, let's see. Come on. I have 12.
12, okay.
Same area once again.
Yeah. So the heat, you feel it, but it doesn't cause you injury. It does hurt, but your hand, you feel it trying to go to the book itself.
So it's like,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
come on, come
Can
on.
I get a might roll from you?
Okay. I have a 6.
Your hand slams down onto the book and pages start burning away. And a few minutes later, the book itself is immolated and becomes ashes in front of you. And you hear inside you, you are not to try and get rid of me. You are mine, not the other way around. And you suddenly feel the fire go away, and you start seeing the walls around you and the table as mathematical constructs, lines and drawings, and then it goes away again, and you're just staring at the book again, at the books -1.
I'll find a way to stop you for once. Probably, Walter will be taking a look at the rest of the books and will try to find a better way to, do his research.
Okay. So at this time, then, you're just sort of setting them aside while you contemplate what to do with them.
Exactly.
Sorry, sneezed. I think I caught the audio before it happened.
Yeah.
Okay, back in the office, Alder and Sam and Nova, you're there, and Satori comes in, and she tells you, "I have to get wait, is Walter here?" Okay, good.
Oh.
For our tea party, I need to go get some herbs that I can't get here, and I have to harvest myself. So Kyle and I are gonna take a flight up to where I know I can get what I need. I should be back in a day. I'm just going up, maybe 2 days, because I do have to harvest some of it at night. Are you going to be okay for a little while longer without me, you think? Is there anything you need to know?
I mean, I think we'll be as okay as we are on a normal day, which is
Yeah.
50-50, hit or
Yeah.
miss.
I don't think that happens. Do we have normal days yet?
I
Not
don't
anymore.
think so.
I would love to have one. Okay. Well,
Be careful.
we have a flight
Yeah.
shortly. Kyle's not even saying anything. He's kind of just like standing about. All right, let's go. I think we're returning the day before the full moon, right? I think. Or is it the day of?
Troy.
Shoot. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
And they head out of the office. Alder, on your desk, you notice there is a folder you hadn't seen there before.
Anything written on the outside of it? Like, do not open or don't touch,
Nope.
don't look at? Okay, then that
Nope.
means it's fine. Again, I'm not about to get yelled at.
Character development.
It's just like just manila folder, like just blank on the outside. Says okay.
It looks
okay.
worn. It looks worn. It doesn't look fresh or anything. It looks like it's been around the block.
I'll open it and see what's inside.
And there is a tape and a transcript of a statement, it seems, and there's a sticky note and it says, I know you were looking for this, Hermes.
Okay. That solves one of our problems. I think if we're all in the same room, I'll probably just like put the tape on for everyone to hear as opposed to like reading the statement out loud for everyone.
Okay. Let me see if I can. I didn't do an audio version of it because I didn't have time. So I'll just drop it into Discord and you can handle it how you want. Go. Yeah, oh, that went. And then there's a second part that I'm going to throw in right after. Let me make sure you can read it all because it's kind of long, but I think it's showing it all.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, hot dang. Oh, Discord does this thing where it just makes it like a note textbook.
Yeah, you have to expand it, yeah.
It's not letting me scroll to the side to see the whole thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
weird.
Can I do either of you have Word? I can drop the Word document in.
Okay, that would be preferable.
It's letting me scroll, it's just like would be really complicated to read it going
Let
back
me
and
just drop
forth,
it
I
in.
think.
Yeah.
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 I don't have Word, unfortunately, but
I guess Alder will read it out loud.
okay, sorry.
Never. Alder goes to try and put it in the tape recorder. The tape recorder, or the tape player is broken. It's not turning on. Yeah, it's like making weird noises. He's like, well, okay, well, I guess Hermes gave us Eileen's first statement. Oh gosh. And it looks like Matilda left some commentary on it.
Interesting.
So since the tape player's not working, I guess I will read this for us then. Okay. Statement of Eileen Gray, previously Kathleen Eileen Moray, recorded direct from subject at their request, recorded April 13th, 2017. Audio recording by Matilda Ives, Field Archivist, the Magnus Institute, Miami. Statement begins. You can trace it all back to a mistake of ambition. I was born in 1878 in Bronzewood, Ireland. Although I wasn't yet Eileen Gray. At that time, I was Kathleen Eileen Morey. The name didn't change until my mother inherited a peerage and became Baroness Gray, a much preferred name in my estimation. Architecture was not a place for women then, so I entered it sideways, through furniture and interior design, through spaces people never thought to notice. But I watched and learned from the great architects and mathematicians and engineers. I waited, and eventually I built. Now they remember me for the villas, for E1027 and the modular curves. But no one recalls the unfinished projects I created, the blueprints that didn't make sense to the day's minds, the structures I never submitted. They went unnoticed because some spaces are not made for habitation, they're made for transition, and they couldn't understand that. I came to Miami Beach with a contract to design the Edsel South Beach Hotel. The sun was warm and the ocean rhythmic, but the land, it whispered to me. Something in the shifting heat and the land's flat geometry. I found a plot and designed what the city thought was a luxury hotel. And it was, but it was also more than that. I drew the plans knowing that the engineers couldn't make it happen. I prayed into my chalkboard as I studied the math of what I really wanted. Long corridors that bent subtly inward, load-bearing columns repeated beyond necessity, endless ranks of them. Elevators to floors that didn't exist. I hid angles inside other angles, folding the fourth dimension into three, and the engineers and constructors that worked for me, they literally went mad as they tried to build. But I pushed them and they finished. After it finished, they were invited to a party, and they disappeared into the building, never seen again. The building was already changing. At first, the liminal space seemed empty. Vast, echoing chambers held up by impossible columns, white, pale, flickering from a light source that cannot be found. No walls, no doors, just a blank geometry of unclaimed space. But you can learn it. You can find the rhythms, the folds. Once you move correctly, think inward, not forward, rooms begin to bloom. And that's when the real building reveals itself. Some of those who entered the floor stayed too long. A guest who missed the lobby, a maid who took the wrong stairwell. a boy chasing his reflection around corners that shouldn't connect. They didn't die. They were taken by the building. It has an appetite. It's unpredictable and possessive. It keeps some for itself, stores them deep in the sub-foundations of space. I sometimes hear them when I walk through, sometimes screaming, sometimes singing, sometimes praying, sometimes breathing in fear. But others belong to me. I walk the folds now, light-footed on impossible stairs, and in that place, that cruel maze of echo and darkness, I feed. Nothing as crude as blood or flesh that would be easy. No, I take their hope. Their fear empowers me. The floor wears them down, loops them, bends their sense of time until they forget what escape even means. And then when the moment comes, when they've lost hope, when the panic dulls to resignation, I take what remains. Some find a different path, a beautiful spiraling hole I created that feeds them and keeps them alive, and now I can feed on those that are trapped forever, and they make me more powerful. They remain alive, in a sense. The Tesseract needs me to sustain it, and I, in turn, am fed. Some do learn to walk the floor, the ones with will and with patience. A few even find their way out. Some only think they do. But none who stay for long can leave unchanged. The building marks them. Now you, Matilda, you're clever. You document what others can't explain, so I offer you something. A lift button. Brushed steel and ivory. Smooth. No number, just your floor. Any elevator in the building will work. Press it and the door will open into my space, a place no one can easily follow. No one can find you there. No eye in its chains. No voyeuristic monsters. But remember, it's not a place of rest, it is a place of passing, or in times of need, of exile. If you stay too long, either the building or I will take you. But for a short time, it can be safe enough. But the longer you stay, the harder it is to leave, and I will feel you there, like a ripple through the walls. And I do get hungry. Statement ends. And here's the archivist commentary from Matilda Ives on April 14th, 2017, so the day after. The button is on my desk, labeled to prevent accidental use. I haven't tested it and I don't plan to. I did some research. The records of Edsel South Beach ownership are a mess. Eileen Gray, the real Eileen Gray, is known to have died in 1976. But the woman I interviewed was no ghost. She was here. She looked unchanged. There's no blueprint that accounts for the structure's full layout. Throughout its life, tenants and guests have complained of getting lost from the early days. Several disappearances were linked to the building in every decade since. What disturbs me most is this. The Magnus Institute's American satellite, the one reopened for special cases. It's in Miami Beach and in Edsel South Beach. I don't know who made that decision, and nobody I've spoken to does. It's almost like the Magnus Institute, not the staff, mind you, wants us here. Are we investigating a building, Eileen, or were we drawn here to be studied? Considering the button, I ask myself, is this a gift, a welcome, or a warning? With the odd things that happen here, I think we're already in the Tesseract. And what of Hermes and the Deep Archive? Is it hidden well enough that she can't find it, if in fact the space is infinitely crossable by her? I'm starting to wonder if Eileen Gray built the building, or if the building built her. That's the end.
I'm starting
There's
to
a lot
wonder.
to unpack in all of that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So we have to burn this building when everything's said and done, right? We
Like,
can't
burn
let
it to the
this thing
ground.
exist.
How do we burn it though if it's not a real building? I feel like what we need to burn is the plans that don't exist. Like it
How do you
said in the
find
statement, the
something that
full
doesn't
plans.
exist?
How do you exist in a building that doesn't exist? How is any of this possible? But if the building's not a building, like, the building is just lines. Like, the building itself is just the architectural rendering. And I don't know how you set that on fire. I don't know if we can destroy it.
What if you redesign it?
But we'd have to find the plans in the place that doesn't exist.
I wonder if you could redesign it to be an infinite loop in itself, because maybe it'll destroy itself that way.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like hang on. Alder goes over to their desk and starts pulling out like different colors of highlighter. It
Also,
takes a minute.
what makes you think that the building is a render, Alder?
Eileen has showed it to me before.
Oh,
Um,
Interesting.
it's weird. They're still just like looking for, because I know for a fact I have different highlighter colors. Why can I only find yellow? Um, so Alder's just like looking around, like trying to find it. I think like muttering to themselves, like, I got different highlighters in here somewhere, and then eventually like pulls out like a big, you know, no, they're not all organized in one place. It's like one after another, like slowly, revealing like different colors of highlighters and like lays the statement out on the table. Um,
okay.
I feel like we need to, it's 3 pages. I feel like we need to like go through and pull out the really important bits from this, because like there's a lot. Um, so, because yeah, there's a lot in here that I was just like, sure. I don't even know what to make of that. So the fact that it sounds like you can actually move through, like the big part here, and Alder highlights the part where it's like you can move correctly through the space on her floor. That's interesting and terrifying.
Yes, yeah.
Once you move correctly, think inward, not forward, rooms begin to bloom, and that's when the real building reveals itself. I don't want to suggest that we try that, but
Nope.
I,
I
it's
wonder
good to
if,
know that we could, maybe.
Is it?
yeah, I don't know. I wonder if the button was a trap for Matilda.
I mean, we know Matilda is stuck in the spiral, right? Or
Right.
Eileen
Yeah.
said that, didn't she? Do we know if we can trust?
I would
She
trust
said
a
that.
threat from her at the bare minimum.
True. I mean, though now, I mean, I am starting to wonder after reading this statement, this kind of, I guess I always assumed that, like, Eileen was Eileen. But the way that Matilda ended it, like, maybe Eileen is just an extension of the building. Like, maybe she's not even real.
Maybe it just possessed her the way Lilith possessed Walter?
Maybe?
Could be.
Where it's like it's shaped like Eileen, but it's taken over what should be her.
Yeah.
Can the idea of a person take over somebody, though?
I guess, maybe?
Because like I'm grasping the concept of ghosts and like demons in possession, but the idea of a building projecting like what it perceives to be Eileen, and then that thing taking over Walter seems weird to me.
That's true.
Like, it's possible. I don't know. I'm not an occultist, or a specialist in that, but
If only we had an occultist who could help us right now.
No.
yeah.
Speaking of an occultist that could help you right now, Walter, you are in the your apartment, and for the first time, you actually, I don't want to say the first time, you feel internal conflict in you. You feel like odd moments of fire and heat and bubbling flesh and the pain of that, although your flesh does not burn like that. It does occasionally catch fire here or there. And then moments of something else that is more ethereal and like transitional. And your room begins to it seems like it starts to reform. It starts becoming circular while you're in it. Like you stand in the center and your room, the walls push out when you're seeing it in your other eyes. And it begins to spin and the circles become narrower and narrower as they move towards you from the outside of the walls. And then the fire starts to envelop you. And you feel this.
While everything happens, probably my eyes will suddenly try to locate a bottle of alcohol, any kind of.
Easy. You have alcohol with you most of the time here. There's a bottle. It's just up in that cabinet.
Uh, does it look like reachable right now?
Yeah, a few feet away. You'd have to take a few steps probably.
Okay, so I will try to do that with my other hand.
Okay. And you take a few steps and you realize the cabinets seem to always stay the same distance, even though you feel yourself walking toward. And as you're walking, you realize you're walking in a direction, like in a circular pattern around this circle you're in. And the cabinets are just stretching out before you. And then for a moment, they all stop, and your hand finds the cabinet.
Okay, so while I'm trying to reach out to the cabinets, probably I will try to meditate myself, like, I don't know, repeating a mantra or something. Like, trying to
Okay.
keep my focus on one thing, and that thing is reaching out to the bottle.
And you open the cabinet, and the bottle is there in your hand as you chant this mantra, and you try and clear your mind and give it a chance to think on its own and relieve itself from the burden of all this activity around you that you seem to be both a watcher of and participant in, which even that is hard to reconcile with your own mind. The bottle's in your hand, but the cabinet then continues stretching out, and your eyes change again, and you feel the heat, and the bottle in your hand starts to get warm.
Okay, so probably we have two outcomes here. Either I will drink it and settle things down, or
Those are definitely two outcomes that could happen.
yeah. And actually, after I've seen what happened to the book, I'll take the risk and try to drink however I can.
Okay.
Like,
And you drink, and it hits you hard. The alcohol goes in, and then suddenly fire is breathing out of your mouth as the Molotov cocktail catches the flame of your body and explodes above your face into the room. And you feel this heat rise, and all you see around you for a moment is just the orange flame. Can I get an intellect defense roll
okay. I wonder if I have anything
and take
about it.
2 stress?
Okay. So probably Walter will die out of stress.
It could be.
His
It's getting
uh
close, I imagine.
yeah, was the limit 30?
He's at 30 stress.
No,
Yeah, because
but
that would be really bad.
yeah, currently it's 19, pretty close.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, now my stress level is 6.
Okay,
And here is my intellect 18.
nice. So the int defense was an 18. Okay, and the flame, the orange glow that you are reveling in, the joy of it, it subsides, and you're looking outside of your apartment at the wall that used to be there that was part of your apartment that is now blown out, and there's fire rimming the edges of much of your apartment on that side. And people are out there in the courtyard of the apartment building running like away from this explosion that seemed to have happened right where you stand.
Again!
And the fire
Oh.
dissipates and the visions dissipate, and you're standing with one half of your apartment gone, blown out into the courtyard area, and behind you is your bedroom and your table with the books and things like that. But the living room area is no longer livable, and the carpet, the wall edges there are on fire. And then suddenly you hear somebody has pulled a fire alarm.
Okay, now I only have an unliving room and nothing else. I have to leave this place, but I don't know. I don't know where to go. I think I will just go.
Just
Wandering,
just you?
walking little fireball. Yeah.
Well, the fire is dissipated. It's gone. It's not in you, and it's not burning
But
out of you anymore.
yeah, but it's still somewhere inside of me. So
Mm-hmm.
I I have no idea about her next explosion. So uh, let's say that's lonely walking potential fireball.
Okay. Back in the office, you are contemplating the. I see your messages in the chat, so I see what you're going through.
I've been sending all of
Yeah.
Alder's highlights to everyone, and we've been adding some. Yeah, there's a whole lot there. So,
The whole document is interesting. It's
Yeah.
it just all winds up being high. That's why I got multiple colors. It's all highlighted in different colors.
valid, honestly. I understand your process now.
I mean, it feels like nope, that probably would make things worse. Never mind.
No, what is it? Please.
I was
How
thinking because earlier we were like, okay, so we have to deal with the building somehow and burn it down. And since Walter has both flames and Eileen's architecture stuff, there's a way to get, I don't know, to make a tesseract to trap Lilith, but also have it constantly on fire so it can't do anything else. But I have no idea how that would work and would probably make Walter's situation worse.
You're saying like trap both of them, like use them to trap each other, or
Yeah,
yeah.
because like it seems like anyone that gets it, well, Walter got out somehow. There's that. So maybe
I
it's not
mean, it does
foolproof.
say that some people make it out. Like it specifically says, or Eileen said, uh, some do learn to walk the floor, the ones with will and with patience, if you even find their way out. I mean, if anyone was gonna make it out of a floor like that, it would be Walter.
Fair, yeah.
But it seems like in this, like, I'm wondering if Eileen let him out because like, while he was there, she possessed him. And then he said he found a button on the floor. What if Eileen put the button there because she wanted him to leave? Because she knew she could possess him? Although she's never done that with anyone else, so I don't know how, but maybe Walter's just really possessible. I don't know.
Did say that she wanted to leave, didn't she? Like,
Yeah, she's been trapped in the hotel.
that's why she's making the second building. She wants to be able to get around.
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh, okay. So what do we do with all like this why every time we find a statement it's just so many questions
I know.
Yeah.
and no answers. Oh, none of these come with answers. Um, because we knew the building's I mean, it explains more, I guess, about the building and how it's not real, but we know the building's not real. We just need to get rid of it. Definitely. Like that I guess we hadn't thought about it like that before, but we can't just leave this here. It's weird that like no one knows why we're located here.
Oh,
Like
that
the
too. That's a
building
little.
called us here. I don't.
If Sorry, Alder, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I am just gonna keep talking, and maybe if I keep talking, I'll say something smart. I don't know. So you go.
Oh man. Is is it possible, like, you know how the desolation is manifested as Lilith, right?
Mm.
What is the manifestation of the eye? Who is it? Is it someone we can talk to and ask questions to?
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually with Hermes because if Hermes is I mean, I know he said he likes being trapped, but he did say he's trapped here. So something stronger than him has to be keeping him trapped.
Right.
Maybe that's the reason why we're here to, as a part of what's keeping her as trapped.
Maybe, but it sounds like he's been trapped a lot longer than this archive has been located in this building.
Yeah, he has connections to the other archives, so why
Oh,
did
right, he can hop. Right.
Yeah,
yeah.
he can hop wherever. But it's particular, I mean, the way that Matilda thought about it, at least from her notes, was that we had been drawn here specifically. But there's also, I don't know, I think it's kind of weird the way that, I mean, Eileen clearly doesn't like the eye,
Yeah, no.
obviously, because they're like in competition or whatever. But it's weird that like the way she was offering Matilda the access to the upper room as if Matilda would want to get away from something. Like she even mentioned like that Ma something about Matilda being watched by some kind of monster. I don't know. I don't know how relevant anything with Matilda is, but it still seems weird how little we know about her, just in general.
Yeah.
And someone comes in and comes over to you, Alder, and says, your your mother's in the lobby.
Um,
She said
What?
she said she flew in. She had to see you. What
You
um,
what would you like me to do?
tell her I'll be right there.
Oh, okay.
Um, she can wait in the lobby, that's fine. Yeah, I'll be right out. That's really bad timing.
I'll
Um,
say.
It is what it is. You should go see your mom, Alder.
yeah,
Yeah.
she flew across the country. Um, I'll be right back.
Take your
Uh,
time.
you guys can keep thinking about this, I guess. We don't really have anything more pressing than the building that potentially called us here to be studied by it. That's weird. Yeah, and who the eyes greater above Hermes in the chain of command. Yeah, if we could talk to that. I don't want to say person. We don't know if it's a person. That
Maybe it's a
thing,
giant eyeball or something. I don't know.
Could be an
maybe.
entity of some kind. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be great. So, I will keep thinking about that, and as soon as I will be back as soon as I can. Yeah. I'll be right back, and Alder gets up and goes out to the lobby.
Oh, Okay. And you get out there and you look in and you see your mom is just sort of doing something she never does. She is pacing and kind of nervously kind of shaking, like her hands are like she's trying to figure out how to talk about something, and she's super nervous and uncomfortable, and she looks like maybe she's been crying a lot.
Right. Yeah, that feels like my fault. Um, I will go out into the lobby. I think I'll like pause and watch her for a second
Okay.
because I'm like I am moving from one thing to another thing, and Alder is trying to work on like transitioning and like collecting themselves because everything is just throwing them off so much. So they will kind of pause and be like, okay, I cannot
She's
bring the anxious energy into this. She looks too anxious. I need to breathe.
she's mouthing things like she's talking to herself, or you know how when you get really concerned or something about a conversation, you talk through the conversation.
Rehearse it, yeah.
She looks like she's trying to do that as she walks back and forth, and
Oh
then
yeah, I'll
then
take
she
a
starts
take a
crying.
second, and then I will walk into the room.
Oh,
Mom,
you're I'm glad I can't believe I was able to find this place. It's so weird. And she comes over to you and she just hugs you.
yeah, I will hug her back. I'm sorry. I feel like I worried you a lot.
You don't need to apologize to me. I need to apologize to you. Like, I've only ever had one secret from you, and it's James. I don't even know how you knew it, but it's so complicated. I don't even know if I can explain quite what happened. But I felt with you learning it, you're older now. You don't need to be babied about things, you know, and I just felt so bad that I felt cornered about the questions, and it I just feel you're owed an explanation, and I couldn't do it over the phone. It's too weird, you know. I mean, you work for whatever this place is exactly. The Magnus Institute. I don't know what
Yeah.
that is. In fact, when I looked it up, I didn't
Okay.
understand anything I read about it.
Yeah.
But I know you've been into like ghost tours and stuff, so I think you would understand. But I kind of have to compose myself. I'm so nervous and I'm
That's okay. Why don't let's not stand out here in the lobby. Let's go. We can go back to my apartment if you want to. We could also, there's plenty of like empty rooms here. Even my boss's office is empty. Uh, right now we could go in there. Um, if you want to go like sit down and it's a, believe me, this whole place is kind of about hearing weird things. That's kind of what we do. So
it's like
whatever
ghost
you have to
tour.
say, I've heard weirder. Yeah. Yeah, like that kind of stuff. We listen to people's stories. Um, it's one of the main things we do. We try and figure out what's real and what's not real. Um, and there's a lot of weird stuff that's real. So whatever you have to
Yeah.
say, I understand why you didn't tell me. I mean, that would be a lot to tell. Any of this would be a lot to tell a kid. So I understand why you didn't tell me, and then I can understand why, you know, how do you bring something like that up, right? How do you approach that subject
Yeah.
with anyone ever? So I don't blame you for not telling me.
I'm still trying to like find the right words to explain it. Um, you
Well,
you you Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we
Actually,
go sit down? Yeah.
okay. Wherever you want to go. Where do you want to go?
Um, I feel like Alder doesn't really want to. I know Eileen's not here, so the building's a little safer. I don't really want to leave the building. Can I go? Can I get into Satori and Walter's office? Because
Yeah.
neither of them are here right now,
Yeah.
so we could
Unlocked.
use that. Um, that's unlocked and empty and has at least 2 chairs in it, so we'll go in there.
And you go through and she sees all your coworkers and she's like, oh, there's a lot of people who work here, huh? Hi, I'm Alder's mom, and
Hello. Nice to meet you.
she puts her hand out to each of you and shakes your hand. You all look so professional and um, like decent people. And she wipes her eyes like has been crying. Like I'm
Oh,
so
I'll
sorry.
hand her a
I'm so
tissue
sorry.
box.
Oh.
Don't be sorry. It's all right.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come into your office like this. I'm sorry, Alder. Maybe I should come back
No,
later.
it's
No, we
okay.
get worse things happening. It's fine.
See, I told you.
That's what Alder said. You're not in danger, are you? It's not a dangerous job. It's like ghost tours, right?
No, it's not dangerous. It's we just sit here. We don't really even leave the office that much. Uh, there's some people who do like field work. But me and Sam, we are both researchers, so we spend a lot of time
Mhm.
here in the office. Like I said, just listening to people's stories.
Okay. Wow. That like on NPR with when they have the stories that people tell them, but
Yeah, Ghost
Yeah.
always about
NPR.
ghosts and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
And she,
It's nice to give people a place to talk.
I imagine it's cathartic sometimes, like therapy or something, you know. Okay. All right. We can go talk then.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. No, and again, this office is empty and probably will be. This is for our coworkers who do go out more and do things. They work in here, so they're both out of the office right now, and they shouldn't be back for a while. So we've got the space. It's fine.
And as she's walking through, you notice her eyes catch your cork board, and she comes back and goes in with you.
I'm not gonna say anything about that.
Everybody's looking at that corkboard. Damn.
Yeah.
I added fake things to it. There's some
I
random
know.
stuff on there that means nothing, but my mom doesn't know even the real stuff on there.
Right.
And most of the words are taken off now because I didn't want anyone reading them. So it's 90% pictures. So I feel she doesn't know what any of those mean. And yeah, I'll take her into Walter and Satori's office and we'll just kind of like sit down and just tell her, it's okay. Take your time. If it's something that's hard to tell me, I get it.
And she sits down and she's looking at all the weird occulty stuff that's on the walls and desks of Walter and herbalistic witchy things on Satori's desk. And she laughs for a moment. This I think these two take it really seriously.
They do, yeah, yeah.
You should write a book one day. Nova,
Yeah.
out in your off out where you guys are all, you get Sienna comes to visit and she goes, Walter's apartment is blown up.
Oh, okay.
Is he okay?
He's not there. He seems to have disappeared, but the fire department's over there. You may want to go
All right. Oh,
check out what's going on.
Yeah.
we should probably text Quinn. Sorry, Alder. My bad.
Yeah. We'll shoot Alder a text quickly that we're going to Walter. Like fill them in about Walter.
How do you fill them in a text? Like, I want to know what you say.
I would also love to know if I get a text that says Walter's apartment blew up. BRB.
It literally says that, and then it says we're going to go check it out and make sure everything's okay. Sienna's in the office.
Yeah, I do think that thankfully at this moment, Alder's a little bit too distracted to actually check his phone, so
Right.
I'm not gonna get that till later. But when I do that, I'll panic about that in a minute. I'm back to that.
And your mom sits with you. I assume the rest of you are heading out.
Yes, yeah.
And your
Yes.
mom, she looks at you and she goes, "All right, so I have to tell you the story of James. This is really hard to do. His name is James Martin, and before you were born, I was seeing things like, well, I would walk the dog and I would speak to people, and then later on people would say, who are you talking to? There was nobody there. And I thought I was going crazy because, like, what do you mean there's nobody there? I was just talking to this person or that person. And this man came to me and was talking to me a lot when I was after that. And he was very nice and kind to me, and he really, I mean, he smoked a lot. That couldn't be good for him. But he told me he could help me through whatever, with what I was going through. I asked him if he was a psychologist or something. He said, I don't know, something like that, but not quite like that. And I never quite got a full explanation, but he made me feel really good as a person. And your father and I were having trouble, and I mean, nothing was happening at that moment, at that time, just so you know. And then I started dreaming about James most nights. And then it became daydreams too sometimes. Like, I would be just thinking about him, and it's like I would see him there in the room with me, and I would talk to him. And I realized that, maybe I am going crazy. And something really weird happened then. And it's really hard to explain, and it's really, really hard to explain to your son. Even though your father and I were having problems, we still sometimes had marital relations. We had sex still. And sometimes I would see James' face instead of your father's. I mean, it would start as your father's, but it would change. It would be like, even though I know it was your father, it felt more like James was making love to me. And I felt it was different than when it was just your father. It was more real and more, I mean, that actually almost saved some of our marriage, but it didn't quite. So we ended up divorcing, and James didn't leave. And and this happened for many years. I don't even know how long it was. But then I was pregnant with you. And what's really weird is I realized James was either a figment of my imagination or a ghost. that's all it could be. That's the only thing that made sense. But you look more like James than you look like your father. And I could never explain that. I found a little comfort in it, but it also, honestly, those years kind of don't make sense to me. I had to go into an institution for a bit because I just couldn't connect reality to what was going on. And at some point, James stopped coming around. I don't quite know when or why. And then you told me about him, and I don't know how you knew, and you brought it up to me, and I was like, is James like a spirit you pass on to someone? Or I just don't know what happened, but I wanted you to know, because if anybody would know, you're the only person I know that might be able to know. Was it a ghost? Was I with a ghost? Is that even a thing?
I don't know exactly. I do think, I mean, I've thought for a long time that ghosts are real, and since working here, I'm pretty sure I've seen at least one. So,
I'm so sorry I kept this from you. I just didn't know. I never knew how to explain it.
it's okay. I get that that's a weird thing to talk about for a lot of reasons, and I can see why you would want to forget that too. I, I mean, yeah, I think that James and the things that you were seeing in the other, 'cause you said you were seeing other people too,
I thought I was,
along with
but then
James.
but then when I was in the institute, they said I wasn't seeing people. It was a figments of my own imagination. That there's no way it could have been that. That
You know,
you know.
there's different versions of what people think reality is, though, and I mean, there's some cultures that see hallucinations, auditory or visual, as being spiritual things, or being messengers, or not as something that, is inherently bad or wrong, or speaking to the dead. Maybe. I don't know what was going on with you then. I don't know why exactly, but I think it probably was something real. At the very least, it was real for you.
It. I mean, it seemed so real, and he always smelled so heavy of cigarettes. Even when I was just thinking about him, I smelled those cigarettes. They were so strong to me. They were, oh, they were like hand rolled, heavy. They smelled ashy and gross, but it's not enough to make me not want him there. All
Yeah.
right.
I wish I knew more of like a concrete answer, but I believe you. I I think something real happened to you. I think you saw something that was real, at least for you, and I don't know if this will be comforting or if it will make things worse. But the reason I've always been so into ghosts is because I always thought that I saw a ghost when I was younger. Um,
Yeah.
and since being here, like I mentioned, I think I've
And,
seen at
and
least,
I never tried to make you stop, like,
yeah,
your ghost interest. Like, because I've always been, like,
yeah,
not quite skeptical, because of my experiences.
yeah. Well, I think since being here, I'm like kind of learning how to talk to ghosts like on purpose with a lot of help from the people who work here, and
What?
I will point around to like Satori and Walter stuff, like, right, like they're really into this stuff, and they really know what they're doing. Um
Like you have like
And
Ghostbusters equipment, like flux capacitors and stuff. Like,
yeah,
what do they
kind
have?
of. Um, it's not quite that intense. Thankfully, I mean, a lot of ghosts are just people who haven't passed on, right? They're not like inherently dangerous. Um, but the reason why I knew who James was is because I saw him.
What?
Uh, I was trying to practice my, you gotta practice talking to ghosts. It's not just a thing you can inherently do. And I wasn't necessarily targeting anyone in particular. I was just kind of in like a meditative state, and I saw this. I didn't know who he was. I just saw this person, and he asked how you were. Uh, and I thought it was
Oh
weird
my
that he knew
god.
you. Um, he didn't really say much else. I didn't have like a long time to talk to him. But I think I'm gonna try to talk to him again.
Why is that dangerous or not dangerous?
No, it shouldn't be dangerous. There's really nothing a ghost can do to really hurt you, right? I mean, they're not they're real as in they're real as in they're a ghost, but they're not like physical, right? So they can't really do a lot to you. Um,
Hmm,
and I'll
I don't
maybe
know if
he
that's
he's the one
true.
who's gonna have answers.
I don't know if
Um,
that's true. Um I remember holding hands and feeling his hand, and when and the lovemaking didn't feel like it really just didn't feel like your father, right? I don't know how I'm saying that. It didn't feel like it felt different. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I mean, that was at the time when I was just imagining everything. I think. Um, I really need to get
it
my
sounds like you
meds.
had a lot going on.
And I need to go
Maybe
get a hotel room too.
yeah, so you should probably check into a maybe check into a different hotel. Not
Why?
this one.
It's right here.
I
You
know,
said
but
there are rooms.
the building's a bit old. We've been having like some issues with the water and like the water hasn't been heating
Oh,
properly.
okay.
They're not like telling people because they want to still sell the rooms, which I think is kind of like bad business practice. Um, but there's lots of hotels in the area. Maybe like a newer hotel would probably be a little bit nicer. They haven't changed any of the
Okay.
furnishings or anything in this building since like the 1900s. Um,
Oh my God, they must be falling
yeah,
apart.
yeah, it's they maintain it pretty well. Like it's like a historical landmark type situation.
Hmm.
So they have to maintain it like and preserve it, and they do a pretty good job, but it's old and things do break. So yeah, maybe like a newer hotel.
This one had a
And
nice elevator, man.
yeah, no, the elevator man is great, and you don't see that a lot anymore in a lot of hotels.
I don't
Um,
remember ever seeing one in a hotel I've been. I haven't been to a lot of hotels, but
yeah.
very
Yeah, no,
charming.
he's great. He's really nice. It's great working here. It's a nice building to work in, but maybe yeah, just you could stay in
Okay.
one of the buildings nearby, and I can come and find you later
All right.
after work, and we can talk
Okay.
about this more.
I just had to get it off my chest, and I knew I couldn't do it over the phone. And
Yeah. No,
all
again,
right.
it's a lot. And I'm sorry if I worried you. I know that was a really random question probably to get after you probably haven't thought about him in a long time. I didn't mean to worry you so much. And I think everything's gonna be fine. I
All right.
don't think any of us are in any danger, so it'll
There's a
be
hotel
okay.
across the street. I'm gonna just go to that one.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry I surprised you. Probably scared you when I was here.
Okay.
I, I'll. You can walk me out if you want. Walk me across the
Yeah,
street.
absolutely. Yeah, let's walk across the street, yeah.
You pick up your phone as you head out.
Yeah. So yeah, that Walter's building exploded. Um, I'm gonna do my absolute best to like not make a face or react to that, but my plan
Okay.
is now to walk my mom across. I'll like, what time is it in the day at this point? I feel like
Um,
time
Early
stops
afternoon.
existing. Um, Okay. Yeah, I'll just walk my mom across the street, and then once she's checked in, I'll tell her that I'll like come back after work, and then I will
Okay.
go back. I'll like pocket my car keys very discreetly as I walk past my desk, and I'll just get right into my car and
Okay.
leave the parking lot as soon as I get back and go drive to catch up with the others.
All right. Walter, you walk out of the apartment and you're sort of in a stunned state for a little bit as you walk around, but you it doesn't take that long for you to kind of get your senses about you again. And you hear sirens coming this way, fire truck sirens, maybe police also, but you're walking and you see them kind of go past you. You've already walked several blocks by this time. And it's the middle of the day, it's warm out. And where are you going?
I don't know. I'm just walking away
Okay.
because it seems like everything is. I mean, it was already out of control, but this is some sort of new level for me. And currently, I don't know how to deal with it. Like, I thought that I could handle that somehow, but apparently, no.
Well, they seem to have put their differences aside for the moment, or at least become quelled from whatever happened. And you see Sam and Nova, you see Walter walking along the street, sort of in a bit of a daze, but clothes look a little dingy and like crisped a little somewhat.
I'm gonna honk the horn and pull over immediately.
And you see Nova and Sam pulling up.
You
Walter, are you okay?
No.
Fair.
Okay.
The rare
I'm gonna get it.
straightforward answer.
And probably Walter continues to walk away because he's like a time bomb right now, and he doesn't want to just stay there. So he's like, no.
Oh, come on.
Why don't you get in the car, Walter? We'll go get food and get you a change of clothes or something.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee about not exploding your car.
That's okay. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, there's no guarantee some giant thing won't swoop through the
Or that we
sky and
won't
carry us away.
or that we won't get
There's
sniped in the head as we're driving. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, Nova's sister's still out there. There's so
Right.
many things. Anything could happen.
I don't know.
There's not a whole lot I can really do to offer help to you, Walter, but I can at least offer this.
There's no help.
You don't know that.
Apparently, I do.
We could find something.
Yeah.
You see that? That's what happened when I tried to find out something.
Tell us about it.
The fire, police cars. The
Yeah,
picture's
what
pretty
happened?
clear.
Something blew up.
You can guess what happened.
Lilith.
10 points to Gryffindor.
Sorry, I couldn't even get
Oh man.
Alder, you're coming up, and you see Nova and Sam are pulled over talking to Walter standing on the sidewalk.
I will also just go and pull over then. Oh my gosh, Walter, you're okay? They just texted me that your apartment blew up. Uh, I'm glad you're okay.
Do I look like okay?
I mean, like, okay for recently? Like alive? And you?
And bullet
Correct.
holeless.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
think that being alive in this case is okay?
I mean,
Are
it's
you-
better than being dead.
Yeah. Are you you? Are you yourself? You seem like yourself. That is also good.
I don't know. I don't know anything anymore.
Well, did Nova and Sam tell you? We think we found a way to get Eileen and Lilith to take a nap? Be quiet for a little bit?
You think that it will work? No. It won't.
Satori left, like she flew she didn't even tell us where she was going, just somewhere remote to go and harvest plants to make a thing to help with this. So she seems pretty convinced it'll work.
Yeah.
It's not a permanent solution, obviously. It's just like a temporary one. But the hope is that with the temporary one, we can all talk more freely without so many listeners.
Yeah.
And we can come
finally
up with a
together.
permanent plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
We shouldn't be telling you that without knowing for sure that you're you, but you've been very you lately, and I know that you left because you were upset about us not telling you things. And like we said, we want to tell you things, and this involves you, so I feel like it's important. And Satori should be back like tomorrow at the latest, maybe the day after. Because she doesn't have to fly and collect stuff at night and then be back, but it feels important for you to know that we're working on something.
Yeah.
I hope we can see that day.
I
We've
don't
been
think
through
it's that
some
far
weird
off.
shit. Yeah, also we've been through some weird things. I'm gonna show the scars that I got from getting turned into a worm, God knows how many weeks ago. Like, it's not like any of us know what we're doing. I didn't believe in any of this like a month and a half ago, and now I have things I could do. Besides, both of them are scared of things. That means there's a weakness somewhere. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
We just have to do something.
For some things, maybe, but for this case,
I don't think it's hopeless, Walter. I think that we'll figure something out.
In fact, I was even thinking maybe, well, since we've got like a temporary solution at least, while Satori's gone, once she gets a temporary solution, we can work together on a permanent solution, but maybe in the meantime, I'll gesture. Are we still within distance so I can like gesture to the fire trucks and his apartment remains?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you doing when that happened?
trying to read a book
About
I was trying to find some solution about both for my case and yours too.
Wait, well, maybe that's part of the problem. Like, maybe if you're focusing on Lilith or Eileen, it, like, invites them to get stronger. So maybe while Satori's gone, we don't focus on them, and we focus on one of our other
Many
myriad of things,
problems.
many problems. And then, once Satori gets back and has the half the partial solution, then we'll have more time to work on a permanent solution, uninterrupted and without fiery explosions.
But the situation is the conflict continues inside of me. And I don't have any control over it. And that means I can randomly cause your death.
I think death follows
It's-
us anywhere regardless, though. Like I
It's
said
not a
earlier.
risk. It's not a risk. It's potential suicide right now.
Have you met us? This job is potential suicide, Walter.
They should have said it in the paperwork, but
Honestly, it's probably in the fine print somewhere.
fair point.
But
There was a lot of fine print, and that, looking back, that really should have been a sign.
yeah, I definitely
was-
did not read it all.
I just needed a job, honestly.
Too.
Walter, we need you, literally.
Yeah.
We legitimately cannot do this without you.
And you don't have to solve your shit alone either.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are definitely having a lot of occult-related problems. And again, things that we can probably, hopefully, talk about semi-safely, because the list is long. We've got plenty of things we can work on that don't involve Lilith or Eileen.
Like, we could look for Nova's sister. Maybe.
Or the full moon
Or-
is coming up really soon.
That's actually more pressing. Yeah.
If you really want to do that, maybe we should find a remote way, because I don't want to take the responsibility of risking your lives like this, at least.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah. You could set up in... Oh gosh, whose apartment have we not trashed? Is it just mine?
I think
Mine
it's
is
just
still
yours.
fine. No, mine is still fine, but it's very
Oh.
tiny.
I'm kind of jealous of both of you, actually.
Apartments are
sleeping
still
in a
standing.
hotel? What if we got you a hotel room, Walter?
No, I don't want to be there,
Okay, fair.
Fair.
because if I lose my control to Eileen, I don't know what will happen.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I don't want you back in that spiral. That would be awful.
We could find a place in the wood. No, was that
No,
a bad
woods
idea?
are woods were
That
off
was a bad-
limits.
Right.
You could probably find a building that's being unused. Like, there are people who just leave buildings array. If you leave a building unused and empty, €100, you're inviting someone to blow up inside of it, right?
Yeah, or maybe find somewhere that's about to be demolished. Then we do their job
Yeah.
for them.
Could also
Yeah.
just rent out an office space. We can find solutions.
Can we afford an underwater base?
I don't think so. I don't think any of us get paid enough for that.
I wish.
And I think if we put that on the company credit card, they would notice.
That probably would be grounds for firing, for sure. At least probation.
Yeah.
Why don't we, like I said, go get you cleaned up, we'll get some food.
And we'll figure out where.
And
to
we'll
go.
figure out where to go from there. Could also head back and get the books you were looking at if you want. I could probably
Yeah.
weasel my way in.
No books. No.
Okay.
Okay.
No books.
I mean, those were the weird books you were looking at. There was a lot of other books there that seemed pretty normal.
I don't trust my gem at this point.
So valid for that? Oh my god.
I was totally giving you occult and ways of getting answers.
To be fair, I would have given my hand.
I might have done it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, the awkward silence.
Get in the car.
Yeah. Also, I do owe you a drink at some point.
Okay, okay.
Awesome.
Sweet, let's get out of here.
Where are you going?
Maybe
Well-
to Denny's or something.
Yeah.
To Denny's?
Something
Yeah,
to
food
eat.
first, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Denny's is close, and you get there. And you're all sitting there, and they bring the menus. You order whatever you're going to have.
I'll be like,
Go ahead.
I'll be like on my phone, like I'm trying to find like empty properties, basically like in the area, like either if there's anything that looks like it's about to be demolished, if there's something that's just been sitting for a while.
There are several buildings that have been shut down because one thing that's been happening in Miami Beach is some buildings are not safe because over time they've become collapse risks because of just age and wear and tear, and they haven't been maintained well enough. So people are all moved out and they're basically empty. Not a lot of them, but there are definitely a few around. They're livable.
There we go.
And actually the people were moved out with all their stuff in them because they weren't allowed back in to get their stuff because the building was considered dangerous.
Yeah, just empty buildings. If it collapses, it was already a collapse risk, so you know.
Could also look for like camper vans or something. Something mobile so you can be on the move if you want. You know. I'm gonna slide my phone across the way to Walter, and it's like a rapid order for clothing. Just like pick what you want and we'll go pick it up.
Hot pink jumpsuit.
Absolutely. Pink Pony Club shirt. Let's go. But it has to be a crop top.
Sam, you and Alder realized that whatever books he was looking into, he doesn't have them on him.
They're still back at his apartment.
They're just not on him. You don't know where they are. You don't know if he left them or if he did something else with them.
I feel like we should file that away for later, but not right
Yeah,
now because Walter looks really
There's
upset.
a lot. Also, yeah,
He's upset.
but we don't want to bring it up again.
Yeah. I like the idea that like Alder and Sam like come to a lot of realizations at the same time, partly because we have like the same thing on our character sheet that lets us do that. So I like that we just kind of like are across from each other and like maybe like look up and make eye contact. I'm just gonna go, you know what? Nope.
Not now.
No,
Yeah.
not now. So, Walter, any thoughts on where you want to go to kind of set up? Here, I can give you, there's a list of different buildings. They're all should be empty. And they're basically like a collapse risk anyway, so if something happens, it's not that big of a deal. And we can, if you want to be by yourself, we can like set you up there and give you a phone, and you call us, and we can, you know, do like long distance helping. That way, because I know that things have been, you know, really complicated lately, And you've like not really been around for a bit because like it was mostly Lilith, and now you're back, but we haven't really been able to talk to you, and I feel like it hasn't really felt like you're part of the team in a while, but you are still part of the team, and like we said, we could really, really use your occult expertise for everything on our list right now. It just might have to wait a couple more days to like really tell you everything about, your stuff, but there's lots of other stuff we can do in the meantime. And I know you messaged and you said to do the seance-y stuff on my own, but I haven't had time and also wouldn't do it on my own. I do want, we've been saying since Boston that we were gonna do like seance practice and stuff together, and we haven't had the chance, and even if it's, over the phone, that still counts. I still feel like I need your help.
We could set up a webcam.
Yeah, that is true.
I only have one answer, and you can copy and paste it for your further questions. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think right now.
So we just make it up as we go?
Paste.
Alright.
Sure. I don't see why not. We'll just, fuck around and find out.
Exactly.
Yeah, that goes great for us every time.
Absolutely.
We don't have a choice.
We haven't had a choice for months. It's been fine. No one's dead.
Yes. Well, someone is dead, but it's not us.
True.
Several people are
Yeah,
dead.
Teddy's dead. That's... we haven't really celebrated that yet.
Fingers crossed that she can't come back from the goop.
Well, she's been properly disposed of, so probably not.
Nice.
Noah, have you called Jamie yet to let her know? Because that might take care of some stuff with your sister.
Yeah, they'll bring her right here. So, if you want to open up that can of worms, I can definitely give
No,
Jamie
I'm
a call.
good.
I've got her on speed dial.
But we do need the button. Even if just to put it away where it belongs.
Right.
So we have to do that eventually. I'm just thinking of, again, like non Eileen and Lilith related things that we could do. Not in this Denny's. But
Yeah, also
just in
let's
general.
not bring the scary lady
Listen,
into the restaurant.
Weird things happen in Jenny's parking lot. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be the weirdest thing that happened in this Denny's ever, I'm sure, but let's still not contribute to it.
Yeah. Alright. So I guess we find a random building and just...
Set you up.
Yeah.
Not quite a random building. You have to pick one of the ones that's available,
Yeah.
but yeah.
An empty,
yeah.
a free building, yeah.
A work laptop.
The good thing is most of them are right on the beach, so you have a beautiful view and
Oh, no.
Can jump into the water if you set on fire.
Yeah, right by the beach is perfect.
Actually, yeah, that really works.
so Nova, you put together an equipment list of what he's gonna need: laptop, cameras,
Fire extinguisher.
microphone, fire extinguisher,
Burn stuff.
sunscreen,
First aid kit.
aloe.
Yeah. Everything.
And then in the middle of the night, you have to go in and get him in there. You have to break into the building.
Oh, that's fine. No problem.
Yeah, no big deal. You guys, that is actually the least problematic thing you've ever had to do with. Is breaking into a building that's locked down. You change the lock on the fence. You give him a copy of the key, so that he can get in and out. But it looks like it's all locked down.
Mm-hmm.
and you can set it up. And it's actually very comfortable, maybe more comfortable than the apartment you were in before.
Make sure we pick a room with a view, you know?
It is they're all over 4 stories, so it could be anywhere from the first floor to, let's see how many this one has. 7 floors.
Okay.
Damn.
So you're set up. You have a nice apartment. You're all good to go.
All right.
We'll set up a Teams maybe or something like that. Zoom.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can call us whenever.
Yeah.
And we'll drop by because, can't be alone all the time.
In fact, you have all the apartments in here if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go get all the best food from them. You can get any booze that was left in them. Whatever you want.
Bro, Walter just stands there like, almost like a pup. Like, they drop him there, and he stays like that.
I think before we leave, like Walter there, Alder will, go up and be like, I know you might still not know, but in the morning, I do think it's really important for me to try and, do the seance that we talked about and talk to James. So I'm gonna call you because, I really need help and really don't know what I'm doing and could use some guidance. So I'm gonna call, and if you don't answer, I'm gonna do it on my own and find out what happens. So, pick up. And then we'll leave. I'm threatening you with my safety because I think that will work.
Wait, before we leave, Sam's gonna dig through 4 booze in some of the rooms and see what he can find, so he can give it to Walter.
What are you looking for?
Just alcohol, maybe like vodka or
plenty.
like tequila or something. Okay,
There's
sure.
Beer, liquor, mixer stuff.
I give some to Walter and I'm like,
It's apartments on Miami Beach. It is even like top shelf liquor in a lot of these
oh dang.
rooms. So
I'll hand whatever I can hold to Walter and I'm like, here, hopefully this helps. Also, drink water, because I think these dehydrate you. I don't know.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
all liquor does.
Actually, seeing alcohol affects Walter a little bit bad. Like, he takes a couple of steps back. He was about to hit Sam's hand, but then he stopped himself. No, I don't need that.
Okay, I'll just put them back then, and I'm just gonna carry them and put them in a different room.
Walter, are you sure you don't want us to stay?
You don't see it. I don't know how to describe it, but maybe we can say that right now Walter feels like he has some sort of sickness, and then he realized that there's no cure for it.
Hmm.
So he kind of lost his hope or something like that. He kind of gave up right now.
Let's see. We could stay the night.
Yeah, well, I don't have anything going on.
I think Alder does, but we could stay.
Oh, right, yeah.
Walter, would you want that? Because it does seem like you don't. I don't know. I know, like you said, you don't want us to be in danger. And if you feel like us staying would put us in danger.
I can stay in another floor.
Cause I can come back. Like I probably should go. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any more answers from my mom right now, anyways. But I can come back.
Okay.
Okay. Then yeah. I'll I'll see you guys later then. And then yeah, in the morning, I guess if we're gonna come back, I'll be here. Honestly, maybe a good place because I don't really want to do a seance in the building for obvious reasons. Even though Eileen's not there, still feels like a bad idea. And I don't know. I'm kind of glad that my apartment is like untouched. I would like to leave it like that. So maybe like here wouldn't be a bad place for a seance anyway. So I'll be back and we'll do that in the morning after we've all gotten some rest, because that feels like a good thing to get before doing a seance.
Okay. So where are you going then, Alder?
Just back to the hotel to like make sure that my mom is okay. Even though we like just ate, to probably like make sure she's gotten dinner. Just because she did fly all the way here from across the country. And I want her to think that I get off of work at semi-normal hours, and can go and spend time with her. And I'll probably just kind of spend time with her until she is ready to, like, go to sleep, and then I'll, go back to my apartment.
Yes, and she appreciates it. She has dinner with you in the hotel restaurant. She's already checked in and everything. And the jet lag gets to her early, thank goodness. And she's pretty close to ready for bed right after dinner. Said, why don't we talk tomorrow? I'm just really exhausted and I need some sleep. And
Of course, yeah, totally. You can go back to your room. Again, I'll be just across the street for work. I obviously would have offered for you to stay with me, but my place is really small. It's the one bedroom and the couch, and I think you'll be more comfortable here. So yeah. I'll be here. You can, sleep, rest. Again, you made a really long trip, which I appreciate you coming all the way to see me, and I'm sorry again that I made you worry and sprung this on you so randomly that you had to book a trip and come all the way out here. So get some rest and don't, whenever you're ready, you can text me and I can be here. Again, I work right across the street, so anytime.
all right, maybe we'll have lunch tomorrow.
Yeah,
You
totally.
get lunch at work, right?
Yeah, we get a lunch break, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll see you in the morning, or I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you
Heads
tomorrow.
up.
Yeah.
Where
And
you
I will
going
go back to if Walter is cool with us all staying in the same building, I'll go. I don't sleep in my apartment anymore, ever, for any reason anyways, even though I know I would probably sleep best in the building. I know, but I'm not. I'll go join the others, it's fine.
Okay. So the rest of you are on a different floor from the apartment you sent Walter up in. And you get in there and you get through the night. And you welcome the dawn as the light starts beaming in. It's a beautiful morning. The sound of the waves of the ocean outside is really relaxing, and
What's the catch? Where's the...
There's no such thing as peaceful.
and you all get recovery rolls,
Oh my
Oh,
god.
nice.
including stress.
What is that? D6 plus.
A d6 per level.
Oh. I'm still
You'll probably clear most of yours up by now,
yeah.
if you have any.
I still
If
have
we
some.
have
yeah.
any.
I'm good.
I
What do
still
you
have.
mean, if we have any?
You do have some.
Does Walter count?
Yep.
Wow.
Yay!
The
Yay.
ocean is super healing.
It's
We should have
really
done
great
this
ocean
so
sound.
long
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, we should break into buildings all the time, guys. It's okay, no one was using it, so it's ours now.
Yeah.
What are
I
you
mean, I
doing
need
when the
somewhere
morning
to stay.
arrives? After going, oh my god, I feel so much better.
Gonna text Satori and ask her how things are going.
Good, we're heading out into the fields in a bit.
Be safe.
I will. Everything okay
Uh,
there?
Sam's gonna dig through and see if there's anything you can like eat and maybe anything you can give the
Yeah,
others to eat.
There's all kinds of stuff in there. There's packaged stuff like cereal and crackers and I mean the bread is probably mostly old at this point, but anything boxed
Yeah.
and sealed is probably fine.
Okay.
Even the freezers and refrigerators are still powered. It's still getting electricity, so even frozen food is microwavable.
This is
Yeah.
wild.
I think Sam's just gonna grab a box of crackers and just wait for the others to do whatever.
All right, and your morning starts to get ahead of you. What are you doing, Walter, when the morning arrives? You find you wake up.
Actually, I assume that Walter didn't sleep, but this time he is not. He's not insisted on working on things. He just watched the view, and that's all. Maybe he listens some sort of music, probably something like dark ambient.
Okay.
Currently, I mean, according to my new stress level, I can say that he kind of realized that there's no hope, and well, because that he realized that, he stopped being insistent about it. He's just waiting for others to realize that outcome. They will realize that one day, and they will stop trying to do things too. So when Walter stopped being insistent, he started to feel some sort of relief.
And you're sitting in the apartment, kind of looking around. There's a little dish on the table in the living room, and it has a lid on it, and it is attractive.
Probably he turns back to it for just like some sort of reflex or habit, and then turns back.
What are you doing, Nova and Sam, Alder, when you get up?
Alder's gonna start setting up for. I don't know. There's gonna be salt in here if there's other things. Salt,
There's definitely
flasks.
Plenty. All that stuff.
Start collecting salt. Start like moderately well, like setting up things. Like I've seen this happen a couple times now. I know what Satori does. I can like mimic
Yeah.
some of the shapes. I definitely think there's like a part of Alder that like intentionally kind of wants it to not be perfect because I want to give Walter something to, contribute to like teaching me and also just a thing for him to work on because he kind of seems like he needs that. So I'll like start to set it up as best as I can and then I will call Walter at some point and try and like, whatever Zoom or Teams or thing we'd set up, I'll
Yeah.
try and video call him and we'll see if he answers first of all, I guess. If not, I can just go find your door and knock on it, but
You're
I think
muted.
you're
You're on
muted.
mute.
Probably the door is open and he doesn't do anything at all. He's just watching outside.
I will go, like, if the door's open, I'll do that where, like, you lean in, like, still knock on the door. Hey, Walter! Good morning. I've got everything set up in the room that I've been staying in. If you want to come and, like, look at it yourself. If not, I try to call you on Zoom. I was thinking maybe you should, like, look everything over before I try anything, and then, walk me through it. Do you think I should go get the others? Do you think I should just try and do it alone? I feel like I shouldn't be alone. Should I get Nova and Sam, or if you want to come with
Just
me, that's
keep your distance.
that's fine. I'll stay here. Do you want to, like, we could do it over Zoom then? So, we're not in the same space.
I will
You just
text
gotta,
you
like-
some instructions.
Okay. Yeah, cool. I'll wait for those then. I'll go back to my room and I'll do whatever you tell me. And I'll, like, back away and walk back to, I don't know if I'm going up or down, if we're below you or above you, but I'll walk back to wherever we're staying.
Walter is above you. What are you, Sam and Nova, doing in the morning?
Sam will try to keep watch because last time there was a seance, he was gone somehow, so he's just gonna be like standing outside the salt circle just in case something just shows up.
Nova's just kind of working on some notes from another case, I think.
Okay.
Finally getting to get the notes from the forensic results of the person who passed away in the ballroom, because that was passed off to them forever ago.
Yeah.
Just doing something idly while she waits for Alder to come back.
And you get a message from Sienna saying, "What do you want? What do you want us to do with all these books?"
Books? Question mark.
From Walters.
I'll come get them.
I didn't think it was good to leave them be after the fire was put out. Not these books.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll come grab them. Are you at the office?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the books about, Sienna?
I don't know if I want to text the names of these things.
Fair
They're
enough.
about occult stuff, and I'll just say about occult stuff.
Okay. Also, Walter's okay. Just a bit withdrawn.
That makes sense. Maybe he's had a concussion.
Well, he hasn't slept all night, I don't think so.
Is that different than normal?
No, but it means that he couldn't be unconscious right now, thankfully.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll see you when you come to get the books.
Yeah, see you soon. Sam, there were some books left behind at Walter's place. Should I go grab them before the seance, or?
I don't know. I don't want to be alone if well, not alone, but I don't want to be the only one cognizant if your sister shows up.
Valid.
Maybe
Okay.
after.
Yeah, I'll go get him after. You know the password, though. You'll know when she's here.
I've forgotten. This is Jack talking. I think I have forgotten. I'm sorry.
It's
It's
okay.
been a hot minute.
It's Sloppy Joe, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, now I remember. I remember why. Yes.
I had
Sorry,
to check
it's
my
been
notes.
so long.
I'll probably, I'll walk back into the room and let you guys know. Okay, Walter didn't want to join us,
Done?
or really talk to me very much. But he's awake. I don't know if he slept at all. He's kind of staring outside. I'm gonna text him some pictures of like the room setup. He said he was gonna text me some instructions. Hopefully that will help. I don't think this will be too... I'm not gonna say anything anymore about what I think. I have no expectations going into this whatsoever, because whatever I think never happens. So if I don't expect anything, then who knows? But already who knows? So it's fine. I have no expectations about what's gonna happen. Sam, you have your staff with you, right? You just carry that
Yep.
everywhere?
All the
Okay.
time. It's like
Perfect.
part of me now.
Great, good. Because we needed that last time with the shadows and stuff. You seem to be able to make them move away. Okay, I'm just gonna wait until Walter... Unless anyone has any other thoughts or objections or questions, I'm just gonna wait for Walter to text me.
What do
And I
we
will,
do to help you? 'Cause,
I
like,
don't know! That's
Okay.
what I
Am
need
I-
Walter for!
Worst comes to worst, I'll just tap you with my staff. So that seems to always do something.
Yeah. I think normally when I do this, I'm supposed to have someone, like, guiding me. Like, I've always had, like, Satori or Walter with, like, a hand on my shoulder to keep me in reality. So maybe someone should do that, and then... Maybe Nova, you should do that, and then Sam, you can keep an eye on the shadows in case they start moving,
Yes.
because that happens.
I
Um,
have sneaky suspicion that that might not happen again. I think that that was my fault.
Oh,
it seemed like it was your sister. Okay,
Yeah.
Walter... Let's see. Walter said... Oh, this is a long list. Okay. Okay, incense with different aromas with... Okay, so I need different kinds of incense, candles, photo symbols, these are protection. He texted me some protection runes that I can draw on the ground. That's good. He said I need chalk dust, salt, and holy oil. And then this is what this symbol should be, and then more, there's a lot of symbols. And then, oh my gosh, this is such a long text. This looks like it's just instructions for like a meditation type of thing. This would have been so much easier for him to just explain verbally to me in person. Okay, like imagining door frames and a way to get back, important. Okay, focus on a really strong feeling. Okay, yeah, this is what I've done before. It looks like we need to do more setup though, because I do not have all those runes drawn. I don't know if we have holy oil or chalk dust. And he said like a million different types of candles and incense and stuff like that that we don't have.
You can't tell me that these rich people don't have incense in their apartment.
And chalk. Kids have
True.
chalk.
Yeah.
We just have to search then.
Candles.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
They need to be different colors. Specifically, he gave me a list of what all the colors mean.
Yeah.
This is why we need Walter
So you
around.
need white
'cause
and
they all-
black
yeah.
and purple, it looks like.
Yeah.
Something else.
Yeah. He said they all have really specific meanings, and I believe him, so we'll get those.
So you all spread out, search all the apartments. You know, each take different apartments. You know,
Scavenger
floors, whatever.
hunt.
Yeah.
And as
I'll
you
go
go
grab
through,
stuff from the trunk.
you don't find any holy oil. But that's to increase protection, not necessarily to.
Yeah. Wait, that's not a need. It's not a hard need.
Yeah.
It's a suggestion, a recommendation.
Most of the other stuff you can find. It takes a few hours to gather everything. So, it's getting near 11 or something in the morning by the time you get it all done. And you can set up then.
Okay. I will take pictures again and send the pictures to Walter to kind of show him what the setup looks like and ask him if he thinks that everything looks good, and then I will ask him one more time if he's sure he doesn't want to, FaceTime in and be on a screen while we do this, just so he can keep an eye on things. Just have another set of eyes on the situation in case something goes wrong.
So probably Walter will take a look and see if everything's okay. So um, could I do it properly?
It is set up amateurishly correctly.
Appealing to the OCD. Come here. Help us. Please.
Okay, so I will try to fix a couple of faults I see. Probably I don't know, maybe they use the wrong color of candles,
Yeah.
or maybe
Made a symbol not quite as clean as it should be, or chalk is not perfect on one of the edges, needs to have a little more chalk added. Little things.
and I cannot say anything about the incense from where I am, so I can just hope that everything's fine right now.
Okay. And are you zooming or something with Walter, or no?
I will ask Walter in the text as part of it, do you want to be, Zoom, FaceTime? You don't have to, but if you want to.
I imagine that zooming Walter will be something like this. Anyways, that's up to you. If you make a call, he'll answer.
Okay. Yeah, Alder will call. I think it's a good idea to have Walter just to kind of just to talk. I think when you answer, Alder will, okay, we fixed everything. Everything looks good, but I think, we can set you up just kind of on the counter here, and I'll be here, and Nova's gonna be with me, but just to have someone else watching in case. And Sam's also just gonna stand outside and keep an eye on the room.
Okay,
So
that might be helpful because my existence here is kind of virtual. That means
yeah.
you can when there's a need, you can hear a voice, but the digitalization of sound might affect you differently. So having Sam around you might be a better help.
Yeah, you're here last resort. Nova and Sam are here, but if worst case, I mean, we're in the same building, so you could get here. But I think it's still helpful to have you here to talk. You could talk to Sam or to Nova if you notice something going wrong with me. You could tell them what to do, because we realized as we were setting this up that we really were guessing on a lot of it. But it's done, and it's good, and I feel like we're ready, if everyone is good with that.
Let's roll.
Okay. I will go and get in the center of the circle.
Mm-hmm.
I have more to go off of this time because I have a name and I have a smell associated with this person now. So I do think that Alder's approach to doing a seance is also shifting a little bit, where they are approaching it with less of an attitude of like control. Like, kind of earlier where they were like, who knows what's gonna happen. I think they've come to a point of just kind of going with it and being like, every time I've tried to make something happen or like gotten really fixed on an outcome, it has not worked. It's gone the exact opposite. So instead of like trying to do something or trying really hard to like make something happen, I think I'm just gonna like sit, close my eyes, think of the name and try and think of the smell and just sort of see what comes to me and be a little bit more reactive based on whatever comes to me as opposed to like trying to control a situation that I clearly don't actually have any control over if the past is anything to go off of.
Okay. So, yeah, go on.
Maybe Walter can guide the situation until some point. Like,
Yeah.
when all you have to do is, when you close your eyes, think about the information you have, and think about it just like, I don't know, some sort of rope or some sort of mark that will lead you into the source. And while you're following that, you will need to pass through some gates or some arch. And every single time, it might give you some different feels. It will try to distract you. You have to focus on the trail.
Okay.
Don't forget that you have the control. You are in a protected area.
That's right, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, Alder was just focused again on like really strongly on the name and the smell and on trying to see. I think with that like visual from Walter trying to see like yeah, what visual comes up like if I see I'm expecting a door or a gate or something. And
What name are you giving? The James's, or are you doing
James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So make sure you were
James Martin, yeah.
James was who you're trying to call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I write down about him. Not much. Yeah, James Martin.
And you begin your seance. You begin meditating, pulling yourself down into a calmer and calmer state. Walter, you're able to watch. The video feed is nice and clear. You have a strong signal. And Sam, you said you were outside in the hall or outside the circle?
Outside the circle in the room, but near the door, like we're facing the door just because. Okay. Yeah, just the door.
And Nova, where are you?
I've got my hand on Alder's shoulder in similar position where Satori was last time.
You're in the circle.
If that's where Satori was, then yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. And Alder, you start to feel a shifting of the light around from what was coming inside. It like bends around you some, and there's sort of a wave in the air of heat or something. Maybe it's not heat, just when you look at heat, it kind of makes the air ripple, and it's that kind of a thing. And then you start to smell cigarette smoke and ash. Nova, Alder, you feel him sort of go very light, and his shoulders kind of go easy and calm. And you start to smell a little bit of smoke also.
Oh, weird. Okay.
And the room you're in has like an archway that looks... Hey, welcome Spigs from Cypher Unlimited. Awesome. The room you're in, it has an archway looking over the beach, and even though it's daylight, the light coming in feels more like dusk, and there's sort of a coolness that runs through the room for a moment. You feel that too, Nova. And then you hear a voice. Got a light. Nova, you don't hear that. And Walter, the screen for a second just kind of goes a little bit.
Okay, right in that moment, I would try to call Noah. Like, Noah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Your voice will be a guidance for Alder. Don't forget that.
Alder, the room, the light dims, and you see a silhouette of a man standing in front of you that you recognize. Not in front of you, over by the archway. And he's smoking a cigarette and he takes it out. Back again, huh?
I'd stop coming around if you gave me any answers.
Well, what are you looking for? What do you want me to give you?
I want to know who you are and what you are.
And he walks forward and a little bit of light sort of wraps this figure. And he walks to the edge of the circle that surrounds you, and he stops at it. He looks down at it. And he walks the perimeter, and he goes over to the table, and there's an ashtray and a Zippo lighter. And Sam, you see the Zippo lighter float up into the air in light, and he lights up another cigarette as his other one has gone out, and then it just drops. And you see that on the camera too, Walter. You just see the lighter lift up from the table, light for a moment, and then drop. I think you know who I am.
That's only half the question. What are you?
That's a tricky one because different people would think differently of me. So to you, you could say father. To your mom, I'm someone who loves her more than her husband, ex-husband. I gave her a better chance at life, getting rid of that guy.
And then leaving her with no explanation.
It's hard to explain this, isn't it?
You could try. You could make any kind of effort to. So far, not really doing a great job of explaining the whole... I get what you are in relation to me, in relation to my mom, but are you a ghost? Are you something else? Are you some kind of...
You can think of me as a ghost, but it's not really accurate. I'm more of, I've escaped from a place I didn't want to be, and I found in your mother someone interesting to talk to who cared for me and my plight, and I cared for her plight, so it became something mutual, right? You probably know that part already, I guess.
Yeah, she told me.
So you mean before I knew your mother?
Yeah, that would be a great place to start.
Well, I was born in the 1700s. Born's not the word. I was created in a jar. I was, I guess the closest word you'd have is something like an incubus. I was an experiment that worked but didn't work. And I've died a couple of times. I've been born a couple of times. I've been run through the ringer once or twice. And now I kind of... I mean, what do I do with my time? And if most people got no time for me, can't see me, can't hear me, when someone does have that ability, I make sure I connect to them. I want to be close, because waiting for 50 odd years for a conversation is quite a long time. You know what I mean? It's hard to go that long. But I have discovered through your mother that I seem to be able to allow someone to bear my children. So what's funny is I think I know who I am more than I know who you are. That's what has me surprised more than any of it at all. When you saw me that first time, when you were a kid and you're coming outside, oh my gosh, I saw your face, and it was like looking at my own, except younger and happier. And you know what surprised me the most that whole night? It wasn't that you saw me, it's that you weren't afraid of me. But you knew I was something different. You assumed ghosts, and I guess that's a easy enough assumption. So what do you think you are? And
That is kind of part of what I was hoping you would tell me.
the camera starts to flicker a little more. There's more static on it. And Nova, your hand is on Alder, and it rises. His shoulder lifts up, and he starts speaking, but not exactly words you would recognize, just sort of a weird mixture of sounds that sound like language but isn't quite.
Is that similar to when Walter did that in the courtyard? Does it sound similar?
Not exactly, but I mean, Walter then started singing and chanting. But it was sort of like hearing someone speak in tongues.
Okay. So different. All right.
And the smell of smoke, cigarette smoke, becomes stronger. I've been trying to figure out you now, Alder, since that day. I don't know. I mean, I know now. I knew then that the moment I saw you, I knew you were my child. So I've been trying to figure out how that happens. I didn't know that I didn't know that could happen. And now I'm just wondering whether I should introduce you to any of your siblings that are out there. Half siblings, I guess. I don't know of any others though that have taken on the paranormal like you have. You've stepped right in and you just charge into whatever this is and the circle you made to protect you from me and protect you from whatever's going on around. It's impressive. Like, I can't walk in that circle. I can feel it. I can see it. And I walk up to it and I am compelled away. Your friend on whatever that is, he points at the computer screen. That's some of this new stuff. It confuses me. I don't understand it well, but I know you do, and I know you're gonna do great things with this. Or terrible things. I don't know which. What do you think you're gonna do?
Right now, I'm just trying to get this all straight. So, it sounds like my mom could see what things like you. I'm assuming there's
Yeah. Surprised
before
me.
meeting you.
Surprised the hell out of me. But it was exciting.
So that's something that I get from her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea or sense of what I get specifically from being related to you?
I have no idea. I got your facial features, I know that. What's this one doing here next to you?
Oh, are you talking about Nova?
Yeah. Why is her hand on your shoulder? You ought to brush that off. You don't need that.
Nope, I think she's gonna stay exactly where she is.
And then, Sam, you see this person come into view, sort of hovering behind Alder and Nova. He turns to you and he looks at you. He goes, You with them? And he walks over and taps out his cigarette. He opens up a pack, and you see the pack of Walter. You see the pack of cigarettes float up into the air, and one comes out. The Zippo comes up, and he lights it. You're interesting. I can see you, and you can see me now. And he blows a little smoke into your face. So
what do you want?
Oh.
Walter, can you see this?
He turns,
What do you want?
and then he makes himself visible to you, Walter. He goes, and he comes over to the computer, and he kind of lowers himself. And like an old person, kind of with this thing they don't understand. Is that an eye of some kind? It's kind of circular, like an eye. What do I want? I want to converse with my son. What do you want?
Wait, does Sam hear that?
Yep. He's talking
okay.
to Walter through the camera. Are you able to hear me through this thing?
Can't you do it in a more proper way?
I'm doing it in the only way I think I can. She called me. He called me. And I see all of you around here with all these protections. And I'm not a threat to Alder.
Really, because last time that we talked, you burned my hand.
Some things have to be done.
Kind of feels to me like that didn't have to be done. And it kind of feels like if I can do this, if I can see things like you, that you could have talked to me a long time ago without me having to call you repeatedly.
I don't have the strength to just be around all the time. It takes everything I got to be here for this bit of time when you call me. And when you're not calling me and your mother calls me, then I can show for a bit. Your mother, she don't call me the way you call me, but she's got passion and energy to her. She can bring me to her too.
So where are you most of the time then? You're just... What? You mentioned that you got out of somewhere that you didn't want to be. Is there somewhere you're supposed to be that you're not?
There are places I'm supposed to go that I don't want to go, so I'm trying to avoid them at the moment. So I'm here and there, and when you call me, I'm here. When you need me, I'm here. But I can only be here for a short time of my own volition. After that, it's all on you and your mother. It takes your strength to make me strong enough to stay for a bit, for a time. So I have to
And apparently all the other women that you've gone around having kids with.
It ain't been that many, my gosh. I ain't like that. It's just a couple.
But they can obviously call you too, or do you find them? How do you find them?
They've never called me. I've seen them from the other side, but you're the only one that does this, and I'm mighty impressed. I did not. There's something about your family, not just me, that's making this work.
Yeah, it sounds like I get a lot of what I can do from my mom.
Your mom seems to be a pretty powerful person. You too. What about him?
I don't
though?
think she knows it.
What's he doing? And he points to the camera.
He's just watching.
He's guiding you or something. Is he your mentor? Or is she your mentor? He ain't your mentor, and he points at Sam.
We're
but
all
he's dangerous
teammates.
in a different way.
I think every one of us is dangerous in some way. If something is a danger to us.
Oh. And he looks at the camera. That one's dangerous for sure. I don't even know what that danger is, but...
And you don't want to find out.
I'm not here
That's
to
for sure.
cause any trouble or harm to no one. I'm just trying to understand from my side what's happening here, and you're trying to understand from your side. And you know what? It's not going to be easy unless I can get Alder to kind of join me and come along and we'll talk.
We are
I don't
talking.
trust you.
Either.
Can I try to... I kind of want to discern his motive behind that phrase. Why does he want Alder to come along with him?
Well, he says to talk.
But what is the real
But when he
reason?
said come along with them, he pointed to what Alder recognizes as the frame around the door that has the rippling energy to it.
Where does that go? Where does that lead? Back wherever you come from, which is apparently just kind of floating around, randomly trying to avoid mysterious places you don't want to go?
I'm not sure that would be any more dangerous than the things you're messing with here.
Probably not, but I still don't see any reason why I should go anywhere with you. I still don't even fully know everything about what you are, or what your explanation was that you were made in a test tube and you died a bunch of times and came back. Are you immortal? Are you
Oh, hell
not able
no.
to die?
God, thank God I'm not immortal. Although, death ain't so good either.
Can I use missing like detail to figure out like what he's
Sure.
not telling us? Because
Thank
I'm
you.
just
Oh,
something is off in my brain.
He is being very vague about where he goes and what happens after his death, about death and stuff. But he doesn't speak of it as a threat the way the death is to you. He speaks of it as almost more like a transitional thing, an uncomfortable one it sounds like, but not with the permanence that you would expect. Which it may mean he's immortal, or may mean he's like a cat and has a bunch of lives. Who knows?
Yeah.
But there's something there. Well,
I want to try something, but I feel like it'd also be dangerous.
Isn't everything?
Yes. Oh no, but it'd also be risky for me because you guys don't technically know I can do that.
Eh.
okay,
I think
reveal
I'll
your
wait.
secrets.
I think I'll wait until I start feeling like really, really dangerous vibes.
so Alder, one of these days you're gonna want to have me there to help you with something, and I'll be there for you because I am there for you. But it requires you. I can't just push myself through to you. You have to pull me through instead. At least for now. Eventually, I will say, eventually your mother didn't need to do it. I could just be there when she was thinking about me, and that was enough. Boy, that was powerful, I gotta say. That felt amazing.
So why'd you stop going?
She didn't tell you about the loony bin?
No, she mentioned.
There are questions you ought to ask about that place. That place does a number on people that have true feelings of the universe around them. And
That, I believe, probably more than anything you've said so far.
I ain't said no lies to you. You're skeptical. I gotta say, that's like me too, and I like that. You're skeptical,
I
distrustful.
think you lied, but I don't think you've told me the whole truth.
I don't think I can tell you the whole truth. I don't think you'd understand it. I don't even understand some of it myself. Do you know why you're alive on the earth? It's the same thing with me. We're all here for whatever reasons we're here for. Finding that is half the battle to having a good life, I imagine. Are you having a good life?
I think so far.
Then you're winning. I like to hear that. Well, let me know when you need me again. And when you have questions that are a little more specific that I can dig into if you want. You know, vague questions lead to vague answers. Just so you know when you're doing your spiritual things like this. He ought to know, and he points at the camera. I think he does know that.
Probably. He knows a lot about stuff like this.
Yeah, he scares me a little bit, and I ain't never said that about someone on the other side. Wow. I'm glad that
Hey, you are on the other side.
Yeah. I am, thank gosh. Well, I do have to get going because I'm feeling a weakness in my own ability to stay, and I feel you are dropping your energy for me. I think all the questions going through your head are lowering your delight at having your father here.
Don't know if there was much of that to begin with, but if I do call you back again, I will be sure to have plenty of specific questions and more delight to sustain having you here.
Very nice. Can have a deeper conversation, get to know each other in real depth. I'm excited. Maybe your mother could join you one time. And he looks around for a moment, thinking about that. Like it like almost like he said something that was more than he wanted to say. All right. And he puts a cigarette out, and you see the cigarette kind of just sort of fall in the space, and he disappears to everyone except Alder. See you around, kid. And he fades away, and the ripples of energy in the archway fade away. And Nova, you feel Alder's shoulders kind of lift with strength again. And there's a deep breath, and the ashy smell starts to fade.
Give Alder's shoulder a little squeeze.
Walter, you know, even though you don't see him, you know that Alder's seance is complete. That it's ended.
You back with us, Alder?
Yeah. Although I think you guys were kind of with me that time.
Yeah.
Did that guy say he was your dad?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna probably leave that alone.
He also, like always, gave me a lot more questions and one or two answers. Which is nice, and a lot I think I need to learn about my family.
Sorry you didn't get to know what you wanted to know.
Do we ever?
No.
On the bright side, nothing bad happened this time.
Nothing bad happened this time. It was different than every other time, but nothing bad happened. And, I mean, I have, again, more answers than I had. I don't know if he knows anything. I mean, the big question, the big thing I've been trying to find out is what I am and why I can do any of what I can do, but it sounds like that comes from my mom and not from the fact that I'm half whatever incubus, that's what he said.
A demon?
He was made in a jar. I don't know. I don't know if you guys heard that part.
They didn't.
Yeah. He was made in a jar a long time ago. He's died a couple of times, but he's not dead. But I don't think he was ever really alive. In the sense that we're alive, because he's not a human.
There are so
But
many things in this world that I do not understand, and it's so interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Nova.
Don't jump in everything he said. Life is a one-way flow, and when you lose it once, you become something else. It's not living, it's turning into something else. Like the energy around us. Energy doesn't disappear. It changed its shape. Anyways, the seance is complete, I believe. And he closes the Zoom.
Wow.
Okay.
Walter, very distantly, you
Bye,
hear,
Walter.
fuck you too, Walter.
Changes you into something else.
I can't believe he just hung up.
yeah, just drop that
That made me laugh.
spiritual whatever advice and then just left.
Yep.
Fine, that's Walter. I think we know for sure that Walter's Walter now.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
there's no
that's very
question.
Walter.
That seems very on brand for him. I'm gonna break the circle.
Yeah, we can break the circle. We can
Sweet.
clean. I mean, I guess we don't have to clean up necessarily like fully because it's not our space.
Exactly.
That's one more for the. I think that's just research I have to do, and I have to talk to my mom. I mean, I get what Walter's saying, and I don't want to go like, deep into anything, but I would like to know why I can do any of what I can do, and I think that's the only way I'm gonna get that answer is researching my Maybe I'll research my family before I even talk to my mom and see what we are researchers. See what I can find.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, that is one thing on our list, and it's not urgent. It doesn't sound like we've got Nova, your sister, and Kyle is obviously gonna have a problem in like 2 days. So
Yeah, we should try to figure
what
out
now?
Kyle's thing.
Yeah.
I think
I think Kyle's probably the most urgent
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
pressing. So
My only solution is tranquilizers. That's all I've got.
I could try to whack him with my staff.
we could put him in Eileen's room. That's a joke. We're not
No.
doing
Thank
that.
you for
Absolutely not.
clarifying.
It's a
I
joke.
almost had a heart attack.
Joke. Technically, we
Lord.
could, but we're not going to because
That would be horrible.
I don't know.
And
We
we
can.
actually like Kyle.
We do. We can see if he wants to possess
Yeah.
Walter.
We liked Walter too.
No, I meant
But,
more
like-
like I don't think Walter survived that. I don't know if Kyle could.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. I gotta go get some books, speaking of Walter.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be back shortly.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you guys
I
need
guess
anything
we're-
from the office?
Oh gosh. No. I guess we're turning this into our away from work office for the time being, and maybe Sam and I can just start researching. I guess I
Yeah.
know researching werewolves hasn't led to any leads, but we could try looking into what he serves the hunt, right? Is that we could try looking into other hunt related things.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
could do that.
Okay. Nova, you get to the office and there's boxes and boxes of books. Do you just have them put in your car? Do you spend any time with them before taking them?
I'm gonna look through them.
Okay. there's a lot of, they're almost all occult, books on the occult, it seems. And there's a list of ones that seem maybe more interesting than the others, which is in the chat.
The Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll put it back in. I wonder if I can put them.
The book, I think I'm gonna probably want to sit down and read through most of these when we get back.
Okay.
Probably starting with the Roaring Desolation.
Okay. And you pile, you get the books. Probably you need help from someone in the office to put them all in because there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Do you bring someone with you to get them back into the apartments, or are you gonna have Sam and Alder help you?
Oh, I'll enlist Sam and Alder.
Okay. They're gonna hate you.
That's okay.
All the books going up through the.
I feel like after
elevator.
I feel like after all we've been through together, they can handle a little bit of heavy lifting, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm just putting all the books in chat, so. Oops.
I'm interested in the Darkness and the Void and the Roaring Desolation. And the Key of Solomon, I think.
It's a classic.
It is a classic. I thoroughly enjoy that book. Definitely not going to be helpful at all for this scenario.
So
I don't know. It has some interesting symbols in it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you all see all the books that Nova is bringing up, you pile them into one of the apartments, whichever one you're in, I guess. And you see the books are, you see the titles, and there's a bunch more than that, but those seem like the most interesting or intriguing. Also, most of them are the older looking ones. Some of them look really old. But they're all on the occult. But you're researching the hunt, right? Instead. Okay.
I mean, I think we were gonna research that while Nova went to get the books. But if Nova is enlisting us to help get the books,
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know how I want to hear how Sam reacts to these books, because Alder immediately wants to start opening all of them, but not without permission from someone.
Oh, no, he's going to crack one open immediately. Sam, what?
I think Sam's just gonna open. I was first gonna be like, maybe he's a bit cautious, but nah, he wants to know. He actually wants to know.
Ever since Sam pressed that button in the elevator, it's all been downhill from here.
Really?
We're going to sit down and crack a book open, and it's going to scream at us, and we're going to be like, nope, not that one,
I was gonna say, I don't think Alder knows what they're doing. I think they just, I want to, how many are there? I want to roll.
Oh, there's boxes of books. These are just the most intriguing ones.
Okay, well there's 12 intriguing ones, so I'm gonna roll a
I wanted
D12.
to pick one directly because I saw Key of Solomon, and I kind of want to see that one.
Okay.
I'm hoping to read Roaring Desolation or The Darkness and the Void.
I'm gonna roll a D12, and if it gets one of those two, I'll re-roll. I'll say that you guys grab it before I do. Okay. That's a great way to make that decision.
So, when you open the Sam, when you open the Key of Solomon, you start reading through it. You take 3 stress as you realize this is a book on the entities and the nature of them. and it is hard to put down.
Yo.
It
Uh-oh.
it appears to be like an almanac on like demonology, it seems, and it's attributed to King Solomon. However, it's more of a treatise on the entities themselves, and demons is almost, it's like poo-pooed as being a thing, that the demons are just something they call avatars of different entities. And there's actually some detail on what avatars are, that they're manifestations of an entity when the entity wants or needs one. But most of them are formed from the actions of humans or animals that choose the nature of the entity. Excuse me. And as you're looking at it, yeah, go on. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, like, can you be an avatar of more than one? Does it say anything about that?
No.
Okay.
And if you attempted it, it's very likely that you would be, that the entity you were part of initially would
Okay.
eliminate that.
Okay.
You also realize that with some study, you think you could summon entities. Not entities, avatars.
Oh boy.
I don't think Sam should have that ability at all.
When Sam is looking at the books, Alder and Nova, you see his face kind of eyes widen as he starts reading and flush, and he looks literally actually nervous about the reading.
Sam, you okay?
You know that saying about curiosity and a cat? I think I'm the cat right now. Sort of, maybe.
What's the book about?
Um, it talks about the entities and how they can call on avatars to do their bidding, but
I
it's
that sounds really helpful. Like to know that information.
And the eye is
yeah,
one of the entities, by the way.
yeah. Mm, I don't know what that would do.
I
I
mean, they do say that satisfaction brings the cat back.
Considering our last couple of situations, I have no idea if I'm gonna get that from messing around with this book.
I mean, more information is probably better.
I
Again, we are
guess
researchers, it's just another level of research.
it's just, I think the book also gives you instructions on how to summon an avatar, but that sounds so dangerous.
Just because
No.
we have the instructions doesn't mean we have to do it.
Yeah,
Close that chapter. We've got
There's,
enough avatars right now, I think. It sounds like that's what Eileen and Lilith, maybe Hermes?
I think Hermes.
definitely. I think
Yeah.
Hermes might be
Yeah.
one because he says he's with the eye, he knows of it,
So,
so he might be.
but so is the eye a good thing or a bad thing? Because like Hermes talks about it like it's like the one thing that can stand up to the entities. But
This book, it doesn't make a distinction, so I don't know.
And none of the entities the way they're talked about in the book have a pleasant or joyful side. There is no good mentioned about any of them.
What does it say about the eye?
Says they all are pretty scary and messed up. Even the eye.
The eye is voyeuristic. It spies on you. It makes people paranoid by creating no privacy in body or mind. It believes that everything should be observed by it, but nothing should be shared beyond it unless chosen to do so. And that all the other fears, when used, if they're observed, empower those that follow the, it's not really dogma, it's not really the right word, that believe in the usefulness and the facility of knowledge and seeing the truths of things, and that the conclusions are generally terrible.
Okay, I'm just gonna close the book and put it aside for a second. And just sit there with that.
But the book could be wrong. I mean, just because it's written in an old book doesn't mean anything.
Did Sam read that part out loud?
You know what? Maybe he did. Yeah, he did. And then afterwards, he puts the book down and just kind of sits there.
Yeah, so I feel like there's a silence after you read that for a good while.
Yeah. Can I check the book? Oh.
I was gonna say, can I... after the sentence, yeah.
I was gonna go check and see, like, is there any way in the books to, like, disconnect yourself from an entity? Is that a thing?
It's not mentioned anything like that.
Okay, great.
Doesn't mean that there's not. It just is.
We just don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how we've been feeling like there's, like, nowhere really safe, and everywhere we go, people keep, walking into our office and we're being watched and observed all the time, and no matter where we go, we're not really safe because there's always something interrupting us. I don't know, that kind of sounds like that matches up with what the book is talking about, right? Like always being watched, being really paranoid, nowhere feeling safe.
Do you think the eye put us in Eileen's hotel to watch us and just observe for the fun of it?
I think it's to observe Eileen.
Yeah, brought there like specifically to observe the spiral. Like, right, it said the eye gets stronger from watching other entities specifically. If the building is the property of the spiral, then either the spiral dragged us in there to get rid of us, or the eye called us to the building to spy on the spiral, which either way makes it sound like we are being moved around like pawns on a chessboard for somebody else's mess that I would like to get out of now that I know that it's going on. I bet that wasn't in the fine print.
I think that would be illegal, maybe.
Also, don't know, like, does anyone else even know this? Like, the people who offered us our job and hired us, do they realize that we are working for creepy spy ultimate entity thing?
Sienna might know.
Maybe.
I feel like people high up on the food chain know.
Definitely know.
Yeah, I guess someone has to.
Food chain will be part of the hunt.
Okay.
Okay.
On the librarian list, then I don't know.
Next creepy book then? What do we just kind of see what else we find, or?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Who's
Uh,
next? Alder or Nova?
Alder, do you want to go next?
I can go next because like I said, I rolled a dice that I think I rolled something potentially funny.
Which one?
Probably not because I don't trust you anymore, Scott. Because I rolled I rolled the one that's in Russian, and
Oh.
I obviously don't speak Russian.
Actually, let me say that one again real quick.
Like it's a creepy title, but I don't speak. It says in Russian. So I think Alder, I think it makes sense now, especially after Sam, like, reading something so intense, that Alder just grabs the first book off of the pile, like, doesn't even look at the title, just grabs and opens. And if it's all in Russian, I am going to laugh. And if something horrible happens to me, that's fine.
So, when you open the book, it's in Russian, so you can't read it. And you flip through some pages, and then you get this weird feeling. Can I get an intellect defense roll from you?
Oh boy.
Great. I'm being attacked by a book, guys.
I mean, we knew it was going to happen eventually, right?
Yeah. 3.
Okay.
Oh no.
You
Oh.
you really don't want to stop turning the pages, but what's really weird is you get this overwhelming feeling that you're being read.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Don't like
And-
that.
And
Reads you.
as you're reading, your feelings literally seem to drain, and you become completely cold. There's no emotion about reading this book or about the book itself. And you eventually just sort of put the book down, like, in your lap and leave it there. Once you do so, you feel like the knowledge it took from you became manifest. In the Sam and Nova, you notice that as Sam is reading, as they finish and they put the book down for a moment and their face went finally just cold, their hair falls off.
What?
All his hair falls off and just in clumps. And he doesn't
Alder?
move about it. Alder, yeah. Just
Hello. I'm gonna poke him with my staff. I don't know if it's gonna do anything.
you feel poked by the staff.
Alder, you there?
Alder looks at you. And you're there, Alder. You can answer. Emotionlessly.
What is it? What, Sam?
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm gonna turn it over and be like, don't touch any of the books anymore. I don't think we should read any of these. Is Alder's hair still falling off?
It's fallen off.
All of it?
Yeah, on their head.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Will
Good.
Yamza go bald, Alder?
Nothing? You're not bothered that your hair's just on the floor?
No. Why would I be bothered?
Burn the book. We gotta burn.
Yeah.
Help Alder, what the fuck? Is there something, can I like
Actually, can I do something real quick?
Yeah, please.
Sure.
Well, this is more for like Jack's knowledge. Sam will not know why he's doing this. Can I open like the front page of the Key of Solomon, like the first thing? Is there a name in the front of it at all?
You mean an author's name?
Sure, something, anything.
Let me see if it has a. Yeah, there's no author. There's no
All right, fine.
information.
Okay, then in that case, that wouldn't work the way I thought it would. Okay. Should we call Walter? I feel like this is a very Walter thing, and maybe we shouldn't have opened these without telling Walter.
I
And he's
Yeah.
realizing that
I could hear
no.
Nova's feeling of the scolding that will be coming.
Yeah.
Oh, we're so cooked. Oh my God.
But
Okay.
she's gonna take the 2 books she took and tuck them away.
Yeah.
'Cause she's gonna read
That's-
them on her own.
Wait, which 2
Uh,
books? The 2 that were already read?
No, the
Oh.
Roaring Desolation and the Darkness and the
Which
Void.
one? The Roaring Des. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you go get.
I'm gonna call
We'll just-
Walter.
Let's call him on Zoom so we can just game. We fucked up. We're sorry.
Do you answer the phone, Walter?
Yeah,
not?
probably. It rings for a while and then Walter opens.
Hey, Walter. You know what? I'm just gonna cut to the chase. We found some books from your apartment that survived the fire.
No,
Yep.
And I know it's
No.
gonna sound bad,
no.
but we might have taken a little peek at a couple of the books. And now Alder is bald,
And emotionless.
and I'm terrified.
More importantly, emotionless.
Alder, can I
That
get an
too.
intellect defense roll?
Oh, it's gonna keep happening.
I want to roll bad now.
No.
No!
Please.
See what
Oh, this
happens.
It's creepy. I don't like it.
Okay, that's moderate. That's a 13. That's in the middle. That could be good or bad.
Lucky 13?
You feel an overwhelming rise of emotion in you, and suddenly you feel yourself, but feel you were very distant from yourself, and you feel very introspective now. Like, this book helped you see and understand yourself better, and it probably needs rereads at some point.
No, it does not.
No, we're gonna bury it somewhere.
Do not touch that book.
Is this something that I'm feeling like I should reread it like right now? Because
No,
I do
you're
still
still
have it in my
contem-
lap.
you're still
Okay,
contemplating
still kind
what
of
you-
contemplate it, yeah.
What happened, but it feels like this book is really important to you.
Alder's still bald?
Yes. Oh, and your hair is gone. It's all over the floor around you.
I think I'm just gonna probably like hold the book a little bit because you said I put it in my lap, right?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe we're gonna take that and put it away until we can figure out what these books are like and tell.
Wait, where are you gonna put it?
There's somewhere.
What are
Maybe
you
a
doing,
lockbox
Walter?
or something.
Probably while Sam is talking to others, there's some sort of
And you're on the
some
phone
sort of voice.
still.
Yeah, some sort of voice coming out of the phone, like, "Why did you do that? I told you this is dangerous. There's no.
You didn't
hope.
tell us shit, actually.
Everything you do is only make it worse. That's all. Why did you do that? Why did?
Well, maybe if you were here, we wouldn't do.
Or it said what the fucking books were.
You
That-
didn't tell me anything.
You're
In
not
time,
here.
I could warn you.
If you
Damn
were like
it.
right here, you could have smacked them out of our hands.
Yeah, you're not gonna smack the next 2 that I read out of my hands.
Don't read the books. Please.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, Sam.
Yeah, I
Alder
don't know,
is
Sam.
bald.
I think that like it's really important that we get information out
You're
of
st-
these.
Yeah, what Alder said.
No, 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 no.
But maybe not this one today. You can read this one at another time. You just finished it. Let someone else read it.
Yeah, we can we should put them somewhere safe, obviously. And come back to them later.
No. Actually, you know what? We should just give them to Walter. He might be able to keep them better than any of us.
Did we?
Because we're clearly over our heads on this.
By the way, the Book of Solomon, super helpful.
That one was decent, maybe.
I mean, I think they're all probably helpful in their own way.
Walter, you're bald. That's not a good thing.
I am still a little bit confused about how that happened and exactly what happened, but I definitely feel like reading the book overall, like I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like it made me think about myself different.
I don't know what else it's gonna take from you if you read it again, though.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there's always a cost to things. What is taken, but you also gain something.
How are you gonna explain to your mom that your hair fell out of your head? That's what I want to know.
I think that that is like a real enough and like legitimate enough like practical question that like Alder has kind of been still like not themselves. Like
Right.
I know like I kind of came back to myself a little bit but still not quite. And I think that that is the first like time you see like real actual emotion
Yep.
on Alder's face. I don't know. I have been specifically telling her that we don't do anything dangerous, because I think she's worried enough about me. So
Is cutting your hair dangerous?
Just tell her that you got something stuck in it and had
Yeah.
and decided to just do the big cut.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
a really big wad of gum.
yeah.
Just got stuck in there.
Unwork related, unwork related. Yeah,
Yep.
that's fine. That'll work.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Walter?
I don't know. Are you?
You're on the
Yes.
phone listening to all this.
Yeah, you're part of the conversation now.
You can't just leave us with these books, seriously.
You see Noah sit down and she takes out a book.
In our defense, we were
Nova,
left
no, please don't.
unsupervised.
Oh my god, don't open the books.
I'm
No
gonna crack open the. I'm
No,
gonna read
I'm
the
taking
Roaring
the book.
Desolation.
I will do a micro check to take the book from you. Please don't.
I would
do
like
it.
to see you try.
Just a bunch of books already destroyed. Beautiful.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Alder does like. Alder was agreeing with Sam. I think would have agreed with Sam a little bit, except for the fact that I am still slightly altered by the book. So I too agree with Nova, and I will try to.
I'm just gonna take a little peek.
No,
and
let's
then I'll
not.
shut it.
No.
Yeah, what harm can that? Like, I will probably be like moving
Who
a little bit,
knows?
like in front of Nova. We
The
got
book might
we got
come-
to look at him.
No, but the book might grow teeth and eat her.
I can take it.
No, we
So
can't
you
risk
have.
it.
You can hold your
Walter-
staff at the book, and then if the book is dangerous, it'll fly across the room if it does anything dangerous.
I don't know if you're
Walter,
going to do
please,
that with
please,
this
please
book.
come here. I can't do this. I'm not.
I don't know if you guys
can't
have figured it out yet, but I'm trying to coax Walter out of his room.
Oh. Please don't work, because actually making
Alder
it
has
Sam
not figured that
nervous.
out.
Sam is not either. Sam's just like, I don't want to see somebody die because of a book right now.
We
Fair.
might get answers for like really important. Like the book you read gave really important answers that we need.
Some
well-
things are better left unknown. Trust me.
All right. I'll put the freaking book down. Begrudgingly, I put it away.
Thank
Back
you.
to my
Okay.
pile.
Uh, probably Walter hangs the phone and texts to Sam like, uh, find a way to get her all the books
No,
and don't let them get more into it. Find a
Okay,
way.
I will figure it out.
you know
Um,
what we should
oh
do
no,
with
I
these
don't want to
books?
do that.
There is a safe spot we probably should put some of these books.
And where would that be?
Yeah.
I think you know.
No. I if I think I
No,
know
if
what
I
you're thinking, then
no,
no.
no,
You don't
no, that
think
would be
so?
After what we
Oh,
let's not put it there.
okay.
Wait, what were you thinking? Just to make sure we're
Was it
Uh,
the dark room?
You have to, if you're gonna say it, you have to say it. You can't meta this one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The room with
Ugh.
our research buddy.
Yeah, no. After what we just read, do we think that's a good idea?
Actually, wait, that might not be a bad idea.
Walter, you don't know of a room with a research friend
Walter's not on the
outside of.
phone anymore.
Walter
Oh,
said he
he's
hung
He
not.
up.
dropped,
Okay,
yeah, he
okay,
hung
Yeah.
he
up.
hung up.
He hung
Yeah,
up,
he
so
hung
he
up.
can't hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
close though.
that's very
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
But he keeps all sorts of weird things, doesn't he?
True, but I feel like he's not going to be very fond of the way that that book talks about the eye. And we don't know what else is in any of these other books that he might never let us access again if we give them to
Right.
him.
I don't know. I
Like if we
think
give them to him, they might just disappear forever, and that, like again,
What if
if
we
the
hide
eye,
so that okay, look, if the Key of Solomon talks bad about the egg, we don't give that one to him, and we give him all the others to safekeep.
how do
but
we
what
know the
if
others don't also talk about the eye?
Well,
or
the
something
one
else
you read made
important?
your hair fall off, so I don't think it's eye related.
Yes, we are actually paranoid. It's
I
already
mean, it
affected
was,
us.
yeah, it was really
Amazing.
interesting though. Just, okay. Yeah, maybe giving them to him isn't the worst idea, but
Maybe we do it as a last resort, but for now,
yeah.
you know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna take the books and I'll keep it somewhere. And if you guys want them, I'll give them to you. How does that sound?
Sure, yeah. I still have the
All right.
two with me.
Oh, I don't want to have to fight Nova.
I will very reluctantly give the book that I had over to Sam because again, if I'm gonna be able to get it back
Yeah.
later, I can reread it some other
Yeah,
time.
and it doesn't make you like violent for it. It just
Yeah.
makes you
Okay,
interested
that's good.
in what
Yeah.
you can learn about yourself from it.
I'm gonna count the books because like we knew how many books there were before, and I'm gonna be like,
Did
"There's."
you had boxes of books.
I
Oh,
have the
okay,
list.
so we didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but can I see the list?
You sure can. Oh, we got nothing to hide.
All right.
I hand you the list.
Has the list been altered in any?
Nope, it has not. And as you're reading the list, I'm gonna crack open the Desolation book.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What do I read?
I'm gonna text Walter. I'm sorry. I tried. I tried. I really did.
I love the image of like an Alder and Nova like exchanging a glance like while Sam's like engrossed in the list and Sam just looks up and sees Nova like head in book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh God.
It's
I'm going to pull my staff up and just get ready to smack it out of her hand.
it's a smaller red leather book.
Mm-hmm.
As you read it, you take 3 stress,
Okay.
and it's written in sort of a biblical style, celebrating a higher power called the Lightless Flame.
I like
And
this
it
flame.
describes it in really stark, everlasting, terrifying glory can be experienced through cleansing and eternal fire. you actually grow really fascinated by the way it describes fire and the feelings of fire that it can create. And Sam, you notice that she has found herself while reading it flicking the little Zippo lighter that James was using to light cigarettes.
I'm smacking the
While
book out of her
reading it.
hand. I'm smacking it with my staff just out of her hand. Like,
You can move.
The book is smacked out of your hand.
okay, I'm gonna pick it up and put it with the other ones. Okay, give me. You cannot.
I have one book left that I want to crack open.
No,
Should I do it
Nothing
another day?
bad happened.
Please,
That was
please,
fine.
please,
Nova,
don't
what
do
did you
it.
learn about?
Nova, please.
I was just like
please,
reading about
please.
something called the Lightless Flame.
Nova,
It's kind of
please.
written in like a biblical style.
Nova, please. Oh, I don't know.
Sam will have a reply from Walter. He's just asking, "Where are you right now?"
I'm gonna text back. I'm in the room below yours. Still. Help. Nova's about to open another book.
Sorry,
Uh,
Sam.
distract them on my way.
Okay, I'm going to try and yank the book from Nova, which is not a smart thing, but I'm
Are you okay? You can have it.
Oh, what?
Yeah, take it.
I don't trust that.
That's because you've become paranoid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam, I don't know why you're so worked up. I was gonna give you the book anyway.
No, you weren't. Are you
No, I will.
gaslighting me?
Sorry. I am. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
You can have
just
the
give me
book. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take the book. Hopefully you're not trying to pull a Charlie Brown on me, but I'll take the book.
No, take it.
All
I was
right.
kind of hoping that Walter would actually come out of his room. That's the
Well,
main reason why I was cracking the books open.
he is on his way.
So it works.
I wish you wouldn't have risked your life to do it.
There's a
But it
knock on the
worked.
door when Walter gets there.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door
Or
and just be like,
banging.
Walter, thank God. Sorry, just the books are in a pile.
Hi.
Okay, so inner Walter is like um, probably it will be something like trying to give them a lesson. So
Oh, here
Walter
comes the
is
lecture.
Walter was talking about something like, look, I understand that I cannot have any control of whatever you're doing to me, but now they are getting into that kind of information, and I know that it's not the it's not the solution, but they can make things worse.
Hmm.
Please borrow me your passion for a while. I will keep them away from everything.
This is the
Because
stupidest idea. I
they
love it.
don't
It might be.
listen.
Actually, I just remembered.
They don't listen. And then I knocked the door.
And then you what?
And then
Oh,
I get it. It was my inner thoughts. I want to bring Lilith's fire, because if I don't do anything like this, they will not take their listen. That's what I think right now. So I will try to destroy this area.
I really wanted to read that book.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door. Sure, why not?
When you say destroy the area, you mean like burn the
Uh,
table or
I will try to. I mean, I'm not trying to kill them. I will try to destroy the surrounding with some fire.
Like the entire room?
maybe a little bit more than that.
Oh, all right.
If
I have a little bit unleashed right now.
I see
The
Walter
second
with
arson
fire,
part of our night.
I'm going to put myself in front of the other two.
You see Walter's hand start to burn with a red-green flame, and then his other hand, and he's standing in front of the books, and his body then starts to immolate. And he
You-
doesn't seem to be in pain or anything.
Gonna run
Never.
and get the fire extinguisher.
Listen. Do
Okay.
I have to do this to teach you a lesson? Huh?
And then the place blows out with fire. Everybody takes 6 points of damage from the fire, and then
Okay.
the heat pushes you back to the wall edges. Alder's hair does not catch on fire. It's not a problem. The only good thing coming from all of this.
And what about the books?
And then the boxes of books, they all catch on fire except the 12-ish books that were so named earlier. And then the fire, it expands and it comes in like it's like an explosion without the pressure detonation, just more like a flame, like a flamethrower that just fills the room quickly and wraps.
I will try to get her back to fire, like
And you can.
I
It takes some
okay.
effort, but you feel like you can control fire.
Okay, so I will try to gather them together, like they just drawn into a certain point, and I will try to move that flame onto those books. Like I really want to destroy them right now.
Can you make me a? What would it be with this? I think it would be an int. Do you have use magic?
I have some abilities like that. Let me check it out. I have cooperative sorcery, and I have mesmerism. But that's all. I think other things are, supernatural senses and stuff.
Yeah, let me look at your sheet. Hold on. All right. So you concentrate the fire of Lilith onto these books, and it takes some time and effort while you're doing this. And weirdly, as Walter's hands come around, all the fire in the room is pulled into this ball in the middle around these books, the ones that had survived the initial blast. And then the fire turns like a really hot white blue, and they actually do burn away. And the heat from it, just being in the room, does 3 points of damage. And then the books actually fade away. Not fade away, they turn to dust, except the red book, the little red book. The one on the desolation.
Are you happy with yourself now?
Are you?
Yeah.
Great.
For what? You look at us now and you think that that reaction was necessary? You couldn't have come in here with your words and talked to us about this? No, you had to explode and use Lilith's power?
And
Does that sound right to you?
you have to fiddle everything without telling anything, right?
If you had told us what the books were, this could have been avoided. It had information. We need information. So of course we're gonna fucking read the books, Walter.
Don't you understand what's happening to me right now? I'm like this for a long time. You should learn that when when I try to do something on my own, and when I take some risks about it, it backfires every single time. Every single time. Yeah, I didn't say anything about the books. Maybe it has some reason, right? You can just say that we're going to get the books, and I can say that don't touch them. They might be dangerous.
Okay, that's valid.
Not gonna lie
But-
though, you kind of act like you. I can't figure this out. You stayed a floor away from us so that you could keep us safe, but you get frustrated when we don't bring you into things. You can't be out and in at the same time. You have to pick one.
And you also cannot come in here like you just did.
This is just to show you that how dangerous it could be. And this was
We
just
know.
a small part of it.
We know,
You-
Walter.
Really? Really?
Nova's apartment got blown up because of my issues. We know.
You really know?
Yeah. Maybe not the entire
So,
extent, but we
Why
can
don't
imagine
you why don't you act like you know how dangerous these stuff are?
If we truly did, then we wouldn't do anything about it. Then we just sit and wait until like all the other entities do whatever they want. And then people
That's
die
something else.
anyway.
That's something else.
But if we could do something to stop it, don't you want to try? It's either people die or people die, but maybe there's a slim chance we can stop it.
Doing something is one thing. Doing something recklessly is another thing.
Okay, so you're definitely
what-
doing that by example
that's
for coming in here
What
and
I've
recklessly
been
spewing
trying to
fire
tell you
everywhere.
for a long time, but it didn't work. I'm not just suddenly became a time bomb.
You're not a time bomb, Walter. You just chose to do this. You
Yeah.
came in here and you chose this. That is not a time bomb. That is a choice.
I didn't choose to have Lilith in my body. I didn't
No, but you
choose
chose to use her flame right now.
because when I choose words, it doesn't work.
You don't use words, Walter. You don't tell us anything. Let us in. Tell us things.
I tried to do that so many times, but either you had to keep me on your side, or keep me in a place, or try to track me, or keep things away from me. Like I learned lots of things when it was either too late or some things were in action. Not before that. And when I said that we have to talk about our problems, we have to share potential information about potential threats. No one jumped in. I told everything about my situation with my family, right? Everyone knew that my past was related to Lilith somehow, but I didn't know anything about your sister, for example. Why?
Because it wasn't relevant at the time. Last
Also, we're
thing I
sorry we-
knew, she was dead. And I am on medication for hallucinations that I thought she was a hallucination. And then it turns out that she wasn't. But I didn't know that. So yeah, you want me to come and tell you that I'm having hallucinations about my fucking dead my dead twin? Is that what you want me to say at my first day on the job?
Why not? When the job is something like this.
That's not how it works for me.
I don't think that's how it works for anyone.
Yeah.
Also, none of these things exactly have a timeline. Some of these things literally just happen.
Yeah.
They just show up at our doorstep. I'm sorry, we're not exactly having. I'll just have to change the list God knows how many times.
True.
It doesn't stay
Rearranged it like 8
consistent
times.
ever. Look, we're sorry, okay? Things are not exactly ideal.
I'm
But
sorry.
we want you here. You can't. You have to make a choice. We want to be in this. You have to choose as well. We're trying to help you. Satori's trying to get you something so you can be with us from time to time
So we can fill
until
you
we
in.
and we can fix this for now.
You
you
cannot
have-
look. You cannot keep me totally away from it while I'm a part of it. And that's where the problem starts. If I knew that you were after the books, I could just tell you that don't touch them. They might be dangerous than you think.
But when we asked you at the Denny's, you said you just didn't want to talk about it.
Anyway, I'm gonna go
Yeah, same.
and get treated for these burns now. Catch you later, I guess. And yeah, sorry for horsing around with dangerous books.
Yeah.
My bad.
Alder, you okay?
Yeah. Do I feel anything after having the book that I read be destroyed? Like, did I feel anything weird when that happened?
You feel like you're gonna miss out on some learning about yourself that you might have been able to do.
Yeah, I feel like Alder has kind of just been in the corner, like, in a daze, because so much has just happened. So, like, this is just genuinely the quietest Alder's ever been. Their mom flew in, and then they talked to their dad, and then they read a weird book, and I think now they're just kind of like, like, if you guys get up to, like, leave, we'll just kind of get up and follow you without even really looking at Walter. Just kind of like, yeah, I'm fine.
Let's go get just checked out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Walter, you watch them step through the door, head down the hall, and you're staring around in the room. And this is where we're going to break. All right. All right, we will see you all next week, hopefully with the full cast back together. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Night, guys.
Bye.
Right.